I think it's that I look at my whole life and I see the awful, terrible things in my life and turn it into something funny.
It's time to start the show. The gang is ready. Let's go. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam.
It's happening, you guys. It's happening. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I wish you all were here.
Stop the hammering.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts. Oh, no. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts.
Welcome to the Jim and Sam show.
Yeah, we're on the West Coast.
And already there's problems with this mic arm. There, it's fixed.
What's the problem?
It just it was kept falling down limply.
Well, that's it.
I'm comfortable with that feeling.
It fits you.
It certainly does.
That's
Limp and ineffective.
That's operator error.
But it's fixed now. It's fixed now.
Yeah.
And I've been eating like a pig since I got here.
Well, when did you get here?
I came this morning.
Yeah, you did.
I'm in a bit of I'm in a bit of a depression, which happens from time to time.
Any specific reason?
Yeah, but it's just too much.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, and I very rarely don't want to talk about it.
Is it personal or professional?
A little bit of both. More personal though.
Okay.
And I've just been stress eating all day like a fucking fat wife.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I was with Jennifer, my ex. She's really good. She's kind of keeping me off a ledge. And so I'm like, I gotta eat something. Let's go get some froyo. So in the middle of the afternoon, I treated myself to 2 heaping helpings of froyo.
Well, I'd rather have you fat than dead, so.
I both would be fine.
Yeah, just a blooded corpse.
Yeah, just a fucking fat, bloated, smelly animal.
You'd still get the first billing, though. It'd be the bloated corpse and Sam.
Is that your go-to thing, food?
You know, not always. It's usually sex.
Yeah.
But,
I should have known that. Sorry.
Yeah, but the relationship I'm in before it collapsed, I was being faithful.
I
was being faithful.
Yeah.
Kind of guessed that's where we were going. By the way, we're live in I don't know if we're live, but we're in Los Angeles, and X-Pac is here with us.
Yes, he is.
Hanging out, because it's one of the, Burt Kreischer's coming up, and I don't know how Jim's depression is going to mix with Burt. Excitedly, he stopped to get alcohol on the way here.
It'll be good. You know.
You need some laughs?
No, but I mean, nobody wants to hear just me depressed in the morning. I'm just having one of those days. It happens. I've had a bad couple of days. It happens to all of us. It's just my turn.
We're here doing one of our big LA shows, and it's not a good day for Jim. It happens.
Do you think any of Bert's energy can rub off on you?
No, because I know the problem is I just have to grieve it. I have to grieve it. You know what I mean? I don't want to grieve it. I want to fix it and make it better, but fuck it. Just be a big boy and cut the arm off and fucking move on.
You don't think whatever has got you down is fixable?
I don't know if it is or not.
Right.
You know, just have some froyo, like a fucking fat dick sucker.
Right.
Have a froyo with your ex-girlfriend. I really am an old hen. I had froyo because I was feeling down in the dumps.
With your ex. I just need a shoulder to cry on.
It is a shoulder to cry on. A little something sweet in my stomach will make me feel better.
That's why I'm celibate, Jim.
Why?
Because of shit like you're talking about right now.
To avoid the froyo?
Yeah, well, besides the froyo, I don't fuck with any of that.
I'm celibate because I can't afford the calories.
No, obviously you know how my relationships turn out.
Not great.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just at this point.
He's referring to
a lot of them, like
China.
Some of them more famous than others. But, at this point, I have so many other things going on in my life that I need to focus on. That's the last.
How long have you been
thing
celibate?
Over a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still jerking off though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, but you never know.
But I don't date. When I do it, I don't romance myself. I don't get the hot towels out, any of that shit. I just get it done with real quick.
That's how I do it with a woman too. No hot towels, no romance. I just put it in, apologize.
You talk about depression. When you find out the guy who's famous for the term "suck it" is celibate, you're like, "What's happening?"
What's happening? It's not like I have a vow of celibacy or anything. It's just if I feel like having sex, I'll go find someone to have sex with.
Yeah, it's really weird to have been because I'm such a hunk of shit with girls. To have been really good.
You didn't have to say with girls.
Yeah, I probably could have just said a hunk of shit. Period.
Right, I was there with you.
Yeah, there was no need for there to be a semicolon. But I'm bad in relationships, and the one time I'm good, the one time I don't fuck around. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Who cares? But
hopefully it doesn't ruin you for the next one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not going to ever find it. I kind of am accepting that. It's not going to happen.
This is pessimistic attitudes. I think that it's good. The purpose of this in your life was to teach you the beginnings of good relationship patterns and tools.
That's what I was kind of thinking that in a way.
Yeah.
While I was looking for fucking holding my belt, looking at door handles in my fucking hotel room.
Oh God.
Well, also like you have to understand that should you hang yourself on your doorknob in a bathroom, it's not going to be like a Robin Williams thing where people were like, he was so funny, nobody saw this coming, or a Chris Cornell thing like, he was so good looking and talented, nobody saw this coming. It's like
that's not how you do it anyhow, Jim.
It'll be like a D'Angelo Barksdale from The Wire thing. I'll have my hands down my pants and some fucking
and we'll go like, no, that's if somebody was gonna do it, that
makes. Here's what people would say if I hung myself. It makes sense,
right?
That makes sense.
First phone call I'd make though, if you were found, is I'd call Wicklin and I'd say like, I don't have to go home now, do I? Like I can still stay till Wednesday.
Yeah,
right?
I can still talk.
Like I can still hang, right?
Hi, Bert. Let's get Bert Kreischer a chair.
Yeah, Bert, you're walking into.
We're good, man. It's good to see you, pal.
Weirdness. No, come over here, I think, so I can see you too.
That's one of that one.
Now, Bert,
Hop over here.
Bert has 2 bags of goodies. What do you have with you?
Well, I don't.
Sam wanted treats.
Did he really see you have a bag of cocks?
Oh my God!
Did I fucking make it rain?
Yeah,
Wait, can we curse on Sirius XM? Just suck my cunt.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm coming in hot, guys. It's been a
You know
long
what's fun?
day.
I've been eating shitty today. Did you go through your days where because you look like you lost a lot of weight? Do you go through your I eat like a fucking pig days and your other days that are good?
Yeah.
What do you got in there, Sammy?
Okay, so
Jim, by the way, there's one treat in there for you because I know that you're conscious on your diet.
we're gonna guess which is which. So Bert's been texting me, very very excited to do the show. He wants to. He's been staying somewhat sober in
That
preparation
is not
for it.
how this went down.
And he's started texting me hours ago, actually, saying like, tonight show Tito's, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course, yes. And he was like, are you gonna have it? And I'm like, I'm sure there'll be somebody around to buy you Tito's. And he's like, well, I can go pick it up. And I go, well, you know what, just in case, because the last thing I'd want is a disappointment. You should go pick it up. And then on my way here, he texted me going, okay, is there anything you want from the store? And I was like, snacks. And he was like, on it.
So, yeah, and I got more excited than ever because I knew that I was buying snacks for friends and not my wife and kids.
Right. So this is what I got. Okay, first of all,
Those are me. That's me.
a giant thing of red Solo cups.
Okay,
I
yeah,
have
red Solo
cocktails.
cups.
Right. We got peanut M&Ms.
Oh, I better not.
We got. We got Kit Kat.
I love a good Kit Kat.
These
God
are the best
damn.
of the chocolate snacks.
Abba Zaba.
That's
Sounds terrible.
a random throw in the just in case we all wanted to try it.
Like one of
Right.
Frank's kids. All
There's a.
Boo.
Oh, that really was awful.
Yep.
Terrible, right?
Zappa, you know.
I love it.
What do you want?
There's a Payday. Payday is
how appropriate.
Payday is almost totally nuts. That's what they say.
Oh, now.
We got a bag of Cheetos Puffs.
I bought 2 of
I don't
those
like
because
the
those
puffs.
are the best ones.
I like
Yeah.
the hard ones.
Of course you do.
I do. I like the, I don't like the rounded titty ones. I like the smaller fucking.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We got king size Reese's
Oh,
peanut
my
butter cups.
God,
You
do
got a
I
lot
love
of
that.
snacks.
Those are the best.
I won't have one though.
Those are the best. That's not your treat, Jimmy.
Oh no.
New Orleans keto style voodoo chips.
What's that?
Just look different.
That's exciting.
Yeah, voodoo style food is always
Little
good.
Voodoo dolls on them.
Munchos?
Munchies snack mix, cheese fix flavored, which is all
Let
kinds
me
of
take a
different-
bite of that. Let me have one of them jokers.
All right, there you
Let
go.
me have one of them jokers and
Oh.
just try it.
I found Jim's snack.
You got it
Hold
right.
on, let me try one of these jokers.
Beef jerky.
Oh, all right, not bad.
All
Yeah,
right, so
I
there
thought it
it
was
is.
healthy for you, Jim.
I mean, and X-Pac is here, Bert. You know X-Pac.
I know X-Pac very
Good
well.
to see
Yeah.
you, Bert.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
X-Pac,
It's
do you
been a
want
minute.
any of
Yeah.
these?
I
any
was
of these
really excited
snacks?
when I heard you were going to be here.
Dude, I like you're my entry into pro wrestling technically.
Really?
Like when I met you, I didn't know anything about pro wrestling. All I knew is that Cowhead was like you and him were legit friends, and we hung out. And I want to say we got higher. You were sober. You're sober, but you were smoking weed at the time.
Yeah.
And
I was drinking then, too. I just don't drink anymore. I just smoke copious amounts of pot.
I got a vape pen, and I have I have a really good vape pen, by the way.
Bert
You guys
really
are
came to
sparking up
party.
with some Chiba, huh? What?
Is that cool?
Sorry, we just kind of hijacked the show. here.
No,
A
no,
little
it's just-
sidebar.
I gave Jim
No.
a chance to be cool and
But
talk
my,
to the youth.
My favorite moment ever in my X-Pac history was I'm drinking at a bar with 3 black comics and Omar Dorsey.
Omar Dorsey.
How late was the show?
By the way, Jim, it It was 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
And X-Pac was like, "Oh shit,
Scheduled
you're
to
with
go on at
Cookie?"
9:30 p.m.
And Omar Dorsey at this bar at Pat's lost his mind. He's like, "Holy shit, X-Pac just talked about me." I go, "How do you know X-Pac?" And he was like, Are you kidding me?" I go, "No, I know him. Yeah, we could call him." And he was like, "Oh shit, you know X-Pac?" And he lost his mind. And I was like, "Oh shit." And then I remember calling Cowhead and I was like, "Yo, X-Pac's legit famous." And he was like, "Oh, Bert, you have no fucking clue." And then, by the way, a guy I've known, Cowhead emails me and like your list of credits, and I was like, "Oh fuck! Why wouldn't you ever talk up about yourself?"
Who, me?
Yeah, like
I just don't.
He's a humble dude.
Yeah, I
If
figure
I
it's
am-
better to have someone else toot your horn.
Nah, man, I just sold out all my shows in Australia, and that's the kind of person I am.
I'm going. I'm
Just
going
wanted
to.
to mention that.
I just talk about myself all fucking time. Thanks, Dane. Now we're all self-promoters.
Have you been there before, Australia?
No, first trip.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Wasn't big theaters.
I'm
Jim.
taking my second. I'm taking my second trip to Australia in November. Sold out.
Sold out.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Fucking Australia.
We got to
shit.
when we got to the building just now.
Yeah.
Today, X-Pac goes up to the security guard. We're like, because we don't know whose names are in the system. It's weird the way they run things here. And we're going up to Sirius, and the security guard looks at X-Pac. He goes, "Why do you look familiar?" And he didn't say a word. He just did the crotch chop. He just put an X over his dick.
shut up.
And the security guard was like, "Yeah, go
Yeah,
on up."
You guys don't need ID. Go ahead on up.
yeah, go
cool.
ahead. They didn't even ask. He didn't even.
I
ask
did the
his
same
name.
thing, but he didn't let me up.
Sirius in New York's like Fort fucking Knox.
Right. You couldn't do crotch chop to save your life to get upstairs.
I didn't have an ID the first time Sam interviewed me all those years ago.
He wasn't in as good a place as he is now, and he had.
I just gotten arrested at
Yeah.
the airport for pot, and I had no ID. And
He showed up at the airport with no ID, but a bunch of pot.
yeah, in my pocket.
Good call. That's
Well,
a
you
good
figure
call.
that's a great barter system, no? Like your ID, no, but here.
Wink, wink.
But I'm glad you came in, Bert, because we were just talking to Jim. He's not in a great place.
What?
He's a
I mean,
depressed.
serious.
He's having a depression day.
Are we being serious about
Yeah,
this?
he's depressed right
It's
now.
okay, but I'm not going to let it ruin the show.
Right.
I'll be a little fat girl in the corner just crying her eyes out. You ladies have fun. I
He
don't
said.
care.
He said he's been how long have you been in L.A.? Just today or
I landed today. I was in Portland last night.
so he spent his day in
Theater or
L.A.
Helium.
Theater sold out.
By the way,
Lying, by the way. Not even close.
It was not sold out.
No, artistically, yeah, I sold out. Australia, I did sell out though.
I was just
I'm
in.
lying too.
You didn't sell.
Nope,
No,
did not
sell out.
Did not
there.
do Bert numbers.
Okay.
No, did not. I don't do Bert numbers. Those are fake numbers. I like to. My therapist
didn't
says I
sell out
like
your
to.
shows?
No, I did, but I was
Oh.
trying to be with you on this.
Okay.
So he was actually trying to downplay himself.
Yeah.
So that you and him were on the same.
Because in the middle of it, I realized that I've always liked you being a comic. I don't like the way I'm a comic. I've always liked it.
yeah, but
I've
it's
always
almost
liked.
it's almost more condescending to lie about like to pretend you're doing worse than you are just so you fit in with Jim. Because then Jim's like,
No,
fuck
but,
you.
No,
Like-
but I'm. This is the problem with me. I am terribly honest, and I
Right.
think it's to a fault, to a real fault. Like I think I share too much, and I think that's the only way I know how to do radio. Is thanks.
Did you pass a little gas, Jim? Did you get excited by Bert's story about being honest?
Yes, I did. I'm enjoying the munchos.
Your bottom decided it needed to let something out too. That's being very honest. Yeah, Jim. We know Jim is in a weird place because he's eating cheesy munchies today. He doesn't usually.
I was just at a place where everyone was talking about Jim.
Where?
Hold on,
Impractical
let me guess
Jokers.
which bar. Oh,
Yeah.
Impractical Jokers were at the Greek. I was just there, and I said I have to leave. I'm going to do Jim and Sam. And Jeff Wills was like, Jim Norton doing a big theater tour.
Hey.
yeah, it's nice they added the big. Jeff's a good guy.
But so
Wait, can I ask you a serious question, Jim?
Sure.
Because I'm going through some stuff.
I don't know exactly, and I've tried to define it, but I'm not. Oh, okay. Wrong
he's not asking about
Oh,
your,
okay,
your
sexuality.
identity.
Why do you not dip into the ego-driven part of this business? Why do you deflect? Like, because there's so many people, and I fell into it. I shot a video of all my shows, like, hey guys, I'm here, sold out. Hey guys, I'm here, so whatever. But that is so not you. And I, as I went to post it, I thought the guys I respect, you, Colin, Dave, Joe, like all would never do that. But then part of me goes, if a tree falls in the wood, did anyone hear it? You know, type of thing. And like I go, I just did Australia. None of my friends were there. No one
Right.
knows that I sold a ticket. What if if I don't tell anyone I did well, will anyone know I did well? But you don't give a fuck about that.
It's not that I don't give a fuck about it. You know, we all want, but I've always felt like they had to know. If I have to tell them, then it's not worth telling. If I have to say it, then it's not worth saying. You know how I know that fucking Bill Burr sold out the Garden? Because everybody talked about it. Bill's a humble, but dude, you know, I fucking Bill didn't come in and go, I sold out the Garden. So I figure if I have to say stuff, then it was not much of an accomplishment. When there, you don't write your own articles. That for me, that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, but you've been in this business a little longer than me.
Since 1990, almost 27 years.
Okay, 10 years longer than me. But
God damn.
Yeah.
But like, do you remember when that showed up? And I'm not shitting on Dane, but I remember Dane was the first one that was a self promoter.
Great self promoter. And
I think if it's the fact that I moved to LA when I did, where I felt like, oh, if you don't self promote, no one's promoting.
Well, you were also, sorry, you guys are both also fun, high energy guys on stage. Like, you're a funny dude, Bert. Like, Bert's always been a fun, but he's a high energy, he's a different kind of funny than a Colin. Like, if I self promoted and I started trying to feel good about myself, everyone would be like, shut up.
Isn't there
a generational thing too? Like, don't you think that like in the 90s, that kind of generation of New York comics that were sort of self-deprecating and anti-self-promotion, wasn't that kind of a wave in comedy? And now, even in New York, younger comics, like, you do not find a self-deprecating young comic. They don't. I don't see them.
They try. The self-deprecation is fake because they think they look like nerds.
Like, Louis J. Gomez should be self-deprecating.
Absolutely.
And he isn't.
Yes, he should be self-harming.
You know, like, there's nothing there. If Louis J. Gomez were around like 15 years ago, he would not be of the Dane Cook self-promotion mentality. But he is. And
no, he'd be a short order cook.
But more power to him, because this sort of power of positive thinking has brought him all these breaks that he wasn't getting otherwise, and he's been able to create this thing, right?
But is it positive thinking, or is it the girl? I saw a girl
it's not
one time.
skill, that's for sure.
I saw a girl in the Edmonton Mall one time at a Starbucks taking a selfie with her drink, and she was like smiling and going, ah, and then snap. But the second after the picture took, it was the saddest thing I've ever seen, was her go back to her sad life going, I don't like that one.
It's the fake online life.
Yeah. And
right.
And
you could see it. So it's like selfie looking amazing.
Yeah.
Back to miserable. Back to selfie because she had to do it again.
Yeah.
Back to miserable. And you're watching those little in-between moments where you're like, oh my God, that's really you there.
The lulls in the wave is your real life.
Yeah.
And I feel like with comedy, and I joined in on it. Look, I'm guilty as charged, but like, my point going back to like being way too honest, I feel like I learned honesty out of all these guys in New York, and then I come out to LA, and then some part of me is this like vlog, you know, like this, I don't know, this like try to promote something.
Well, your honesty is who you are. Honesty is just whoever the person is. Whatever's natural for you is honest.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're naturally comfortable doing that, then you're still being honest.
Yeah.
You don't want to have like I'm not going to talk about myself because I think I'm supposed. Like, for me, it just feels terrible to do it. Yeah. I'm not good at it. It doesn't come off.
That's how I feel, Jim. When you was asking me that earlier, it's just I just feel like it's better if somebody else toots my horn for me. I just feel really.
I hate doing it.
That, yeah.
Once in a while, like whenever I'm in a radio station, if they play some of my material, I literally take my headset off.
Oh.
I can't listen to it, understandably so. But I can't. I can't take my.
So does the host, and you're like, nobody's listening to this. Why are we
here? I just look out the window and I see brake lights and people getting out of their vehicles.
They don't even change the channel. They just leave the car where it is.
I see the host lifting his headsets off and go, I don't know we're playing this crap either. Wait, are you doing it now?
Yeah. He's like,
I only
this
had
show sucks.
one ear was good, so this one's I couldn't hear out of one ear.
Oh, that's weird.
So are we playing in real time? Does everyone know what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long day for me. Are you out here promoting that tour?
Yeah. I mean, I was out here. I did 2 gigs, and I'm doing gigs this week. I'm just so sick of promoting. I got podcasts I'm doing too, a bunch of stuff. And
are you doing mine?
I don't know if they booked me. I hope they did. I think they did. If not, let's do it. I mean, if there's time. And I got to pitch a show, so I have like 6 meetings to pitch a show.
Man, it is. I get it. Like that whole like promotion, pitching, like it's really difficult to keep up if it's not naturally you. And if it is naturally you, like if you're just a guy who naturally promotes and pitches and talks about yourself all the time, you're not a good person.
By the way, I'll even deconstruct this more.
Yeah.
I did one thing in a fucking Speedo. And now every time I talk to anyone, they're like, so you're in a Speedo, right? And now all my promos are in Speedos.
Yeah, but you know what? You're so, like, Bert, like, you are so eager to please. Like, there's just something.
There's something broken with me.
Right, which is why you're way too honest, because you know people are going to get a kick out of the fact that Bert is saying things he's not supposed to.
Dude, I have such an issue with wanting people to like me. Like, literally.
Every comedian does, by the way. You're just honest
For real?
about it. Yeah, of course, we're all fucking
That's why you
tap
do it.
dancing fruits. Yeah, you just say it. Like, you're just open enough to say it. You know, but we all want that, yeah.
Oh.
The rest of us try to play like we're cool. We're not. We're desperate like you.
Right.
To be loved. Please love me.
We're desperate like you. The rest of us are faking that we're cool, not like you.
No, you're honest about going, please love me. The rest of us are like, I don't give a fuck what you think, but why didn't you like me?
Yeah.
Of course we care.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get on this stage and try to convince people to laugh at my jokes.
Exactly. I'm going to go weep in the dressing room while Kelsey Cook is on stage.
Did that maybe happen?
Yep.
Oh, Jimmy.
We did,
Jimmy.
me and Kelsey did makeup with my daughters. We had my daughters put makeup on
the
us.
makeup show. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
it was
good,
really great. She's great.
She has a cool YouTube thing. I love Kelsey. She works with me quite often, and she's really a nice person. She's funny. Crowd likes her very much.
We did that fat shaming thing, Tom and I, and now we're doing a sober shaming thing. And man, those fucking comments cut to your soul.
So, like, the fat shaming thing is when
Why?
Tom Segura started by saying #Bert is fat. You know, Tom has like a crazy amount of followers.
I thought you were going to say crazy amount of fat on him.
No,
that's true.
Is he?
He was 285 when this started.
So Tom is 285, and he starts pointing out that Bert is fat, and then Bert said, no, Tom is fat. But because Tom said it first, everybody was like, no, fuck you, Bert.
Yeah.
Tom's not fat. You're
and his
fat.
fans are fucking oblivious. They're like, you're so fucking fat. I'm like, your hero is fatter than me.
And they're like, no.
And they're like, no, you're fat, man.
Yeah.
And we did this weight loss challenge.
Yeah.
I lost 40 pounds. Tom lost.
Yeah, I was going to say you look.
Tom lost 60 pounds.
Oh, he
Shaved my beard, and then, but the thing is,
and he wasn't even that fat to begin with.
hold on, stop! Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're just like Rogan right now. You're putting out stuff that's
No
not
one's
real.
ever said that to Sam. Ever.
Rogan, when I was doing his podcast, he was like, "Bert, you're 265." I go, "I'm 220. I'm 220," and he would just glaze over it. Him and Tom are in cahoots. Me and R are the only ones so honest right now.
You think
and
so?
I don't know about that, but then we have. But the truth is that the four of us had fun texting. You know, like when you get into a chat there with comics. and
No.
you just.
I don't know what that's like.
You and Voss and Bobby Kelly and Nick DiPaolo are not group texting with
I've
each
actually
other?
been on a few when we're planning dinners, and there's a lot of riffing, a lot of good-natured jabbing. What do you guys think of this idea? And they'll all help me out with the joke.
Well, it's true. Comedians are funny even in their real lives.
You ought to see us get together. Oh, forget about it. The laughs
Secret time.
flow.
Secret time.
Oh, yeah,
Wanna
of
hear
course.
something good.
Yeah.
So Paige at the Improv.
Who's Paige?
She books the Improv.
Oh,
She
You should have known
sends
that,
out.
but not me.
no, I don't. I don't need to get booked. I just walk in.
Oh.
Go ahead. Now, speaking of which, turn the page back to that story. That's a radio segue. That's why I'm good.
You mean
Go on
because
now.
her name is Paige?
That's right.
Just go on now, me.
Yep. Go on now.
That's terrible.
It's a live one for Bert. It's a live. Go on now.
Take that home with you, Bert.
Yeah. Exactly. Your fucking dryer shrunk hat. That is a tiny hat on Bert. Bert's a boisterous man, though. You can't feel terrible around Bert Kreischer.
No, but his head is very small.
It's he's a small-hatted man.
Right.
But you can't not like Bert. I
No.
don't know how, and I've never heard
You
anybody.
can not like his hat.
No, you can hate his hat in a weird way, like in an aggressive way.
Yeah. Like,
But-
why would I be that mad at an inanimate
I had
object?
to change my hats because Voss and I were wearing the same hats.
Exactly. Although I think there's more under yours than I mean in the brains department. Voss's hat is over an empty vessel. It's like putting a fucking roof on an abandoned building.
Like, what are we doing here? Nobody's there to complain. but go on with Paige from the Improv.
Oh, so Paige.
Yeah.
So Paige. Every week she sends an email to us individually and says, "Hey, do you have any avails? Oh, we'd love to come and have you work at the club or whatever." So one week she sends the avails to all the comics on a CC.
Mm-hmm.
So all the comics get it. Like the first 5 people don't realize that it's everyone attached. They're like, "Yes, I'm available. Yes, I'm available." And then I think the Scolar brothers go, hey, just so you know, we're available, but this is a blind CC to everyone. And then I want to say it was Al Madrigal wrote back, hey, when the Sklar brothers perform, do they get paid half? And they have to split it.
On this email that everybody
On this email.
saw?
And so now everyone realizes it's for everyone. And then the Sklar brothers reply, yeah, just like Brad Williams, we get half. Right? So now it's like a big, and everyone's slamming each other. It's fucking hilarious. We're literally, I'm reading it going, it's everyone you know, and then we're all friends. And then Eliza chimes in and goes, this is seriously ridiculous. Can we not all reply this? Some of us are super busy.
No.
Yeah. By the way, I probably should not be saying this, but I don't really give a fuck.
Why not? She's busy. She won't hear this.
Yeah, she's way too busy.
She's super busy.
And I love Eliza. I do love Eliza.
That's cool. That's what we should always say after you tell someone secrets.
By the way,
then-
Eliza Schlesinger, my favorite person, however.
Yeah. That's
And
what
then-
Sammy the Bull said. Look, I love Gotti, but let me fucking spit it out.
And then Al Madrigal writes back, yeah, some of us have freeform shows to work on. And then attaches a picture of Eliza dressed as a vagina. And he goes, we have a lot of writing to do or whatever. and then I type back, wow, that's one confirmed kill for Al Madrigal. And fucking brat. And it was one of my favorite things ever, and then it stopped.
I would have written back I would have sent a picture of the hospital.
Yeah.
And I would have said, after that diss, Eliza better heal up in here.
That's terrible. That's so bad. After that, why don't you go to the hospital for a diss?
I don't know, but it would just be great to say that to a bunch of comedians and just ruin the chat.
All the comedians are like, what? And Eliza's like, is he being serious? Is he being stupid? I don't understand.
Oh, that'd be so wonderful to wreck the flow of that
The
chat.
best people were the
You
people
would
that
try that?
Here, I'll pull
more
it
than
up.
I want
I'll pull it
anything.
up.
Fuck yeah.
The best people were the people that threw in the I don't know, whatever.
Why does Eliza keep doing that? It seems like every comedian's got something to say. Like Eliza Schlesinger keeps coming out and saying.
I think she's a cool person. I just think, look, I really think
she makes generalizations that like everybody hates.
her generalities were aimed at Amy. That's it.
She didn't say Amy, though, did she?
She said
come
female
on.
comics.
No, but she said comedian. Did she say
Yeah,
Amy or
look,
no?
I'll do it if you don't want to do it. I know that you and Amy are close. I'll just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Look, she was talking about Amy and fucking Nikki Glazer.
In all honesty, I didn't know that. I thought she was making a statement about comedians.
She was talking about women who talk about their pussies, and Amy's black leather special. That was a lot of her material. Was my pussy. Which is fine, dude.
How bad it
my
smells.
material sucks dick.
Her pussy does smell, by the way.
It does?
I've never fucked her, but we've been on the road together, and I've actually noticed it when I
you
was in
being
first
serious?
and she was in coach.
Oh, my
God. When she used to open for me.
Dude, I love Amy. I have nothing bad to say about Amy. But that was what that was all about.
It's never good. By the way, that's never good from Bert.
Yeah.
Whenever
No.
Bert says, I love someone, I have nothing bad to say, here comes a secret.
Yeah, a
Dude.
minute ago he loved Eliza.
To this day, Amy knows that I think my oldest daughter looks like her. She dresses like her, and she killed my hamster. Those are truths.
Oh, God.
Well,
Richard Gere did mine.
Yeah.
What is that?
Boo. Topical, Jim.
I like it. What does that mean? I don't understand. You're like,
I don't have anything. No, I'm
you're
not
like,
saying-
look, I love Amy Schumer, and as evidence is that my daughter looks like her.
Yeah, I used to tell Amy that.
Oh.
Georgia looks a lot like Amy and dresses like Amy. Like they were wearing the same fucking outfit. Sam, let's not pick this part. Let's get
just
back to
doesn't
the
make
issue at
any
hand.
sense.
The issue at hand was that I'm just telling you what happened. Those
Right.
lobs were meant towards Amy.
Right.
That was it.
I didn't pick that up, but I didn't know their relationship at all. When she was saying that, she should have just said Amy then. Like, why alien all comedians? If you're mad at Amy, say Amy. Or if you're mad at or you're mad at Nikki, say Nikki.
Liza Traeger was the one that got really triggered by it. But she was the one that really kind of came out at her and was like, fuck you or whatever.
Yeah.
It was look, I hate to say it, but those kind of things are kind of fun to watch, you know?
Like when comedians start battling over stuff?
Dude,
I like it.
Do you remember the Louis Dane stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I remember Googling that obsessively. Do you remember when Kyle Cease started the comedy camp?
I don't
Jim,
think
do you
so.
remember that? And
No.
Stanhope wrote the blog about Kyle Cease?
No.
Well, you love gossip.
I do too,
love
though.
I love gossip.
I know you do. I
One of
know
my-
you do.
Oh, yeah, I won't bring it up here, but I love gossip.
Now, what about when you're involved in it, though?
I hate it. It
Okay,
hurts
so
bad.
have you ever thought about that? Like, because I love gossip too, but I don't like being a part of it.
Ooh.
And I feel like when I'm a part of it, and then it makes me think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't like gossip that much then. If what's good for the goose is supposed to be good for the gander,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But no part of you goes like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't like other people's gossip that much.
Nope.
No, it doesn't come up.
No, it's like Christmas, man. I don't like watching other people open their presents.
Right. I get it.
I want to open my presents.
I get it.
I really don't know anyone that doesn't like gossip, to be honest with you.
You know, there are people who will walk away from it. They're healthier people.
I don't know.
It's not me.
But it's almost like because I've walked away from some gossip, and it's almost like I'm doing it the way you would walk away from like a porno website if you're trying to not jerk off all the time. You know what I mean? It's
screaming.
It's like trying to. It's not because it makes you a better person. It's because you're trying to avoid the addiction of
it's
harmful
because
behavior.
You know you love it so much.
Right. I'm gonna fall into this, and this really doesn't actually have any bearing on anything, and it's probably fake because look at the source it's coming from or whatever it is. You know.
Yeah, but there's a feeling. I will not be specific because I know that we're all friends, but like I know there's times that I've seen stuff that happened with you guys in your lives where I literally hit save and said, I'm saving this for the treadmill. And I got on the treadmill and walked a mile listening to shit. That you guys
stuff
have
we
been
talk
involved
about
with.
on the air.
Dude,
for a second I thought Bert was
let's go back to remember
the
old time, like when Opie and Anthony had just gotten back, and you and Anthony got in a fight, or you and Opie got in a fight.
Me and Anthony have never had a fight.
Yeah, long time ago. And I know that you and Opie had been traveling on the road together.
That's right.
And I remember listening to this and being like I love everyone involved, but it's fun, it's juicy. You know?
Is that when he called me a fuckface? That was probably 2005.
It was a long time ago. It was
way early.
I think it was right when we bought our treadmill, because I remember literally going, how do I set my computer up to listen to this so that I can, like, how do I find a way to listen to this on my treadmill?
Yeah. And then it was that was the first argument we ever had.
I watched on YouTube the most recent one.
I watched all of those.
And I felt kind of like a voyeur.
Yeah,
No, of course.
Yeah.
But we're on the radio and we knew it, you know. On the radio, sometimes they're good because you don't throw the knockout blow. Like, the rage is like there, and you know you could win or lose an argument, but you also are very aware that everyone can hear you. It's like fighting with your wife with people in the next room. You know people can hear it, so you have to be careful. Like, do I want this out?
It's also like, I love arguments on the air. Like, I don't even like arguments off the air. Like, I'll have an argument with my wife or something off the air, but like people that I know and friends or whatever, like I would never bother having an argument with that. I don't know. I just don't, because I wouldn't care enough. But like on the air, you have to be held accountable for what you're saying. There's witness now to everything. It's a recorded conversation that everybody's listening to. So it's not like you can just say some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you not only are you protected from saying things that are going too far, but like you have to be honest, and like there has to be merit to your argument.
Yep.
Because there's however many people listening that are like, no, you're fucking off.
You can't just. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, so you can't just pull crazy facts out.
Yeah.
Because they will.
That's me entirely.
I was going to say the very worst argument I've ever had was on the show with Joni before she passed.
Right. I mean, and that
the
was
worst I've ever had in my entire fucking life.
I know that's who that is, but yeah, that's China.
Yeah. And those arguments happen. I mean, look, people fight. It's funny when I'm trying in this collapsed relationship, which is devastating. But one thing I didn't do though is I didn't name call. Like I told you, Bill Burr got that.
Even at the end?
Nope. I was saying what I didn't like or whatever. We were both talking, and we're just still texting. I mean, but there was no like, fuck you, you're fucked up. I said like, hey, that really fucking made me, that really hurt my feelings. That hurt me. Like I've never said that to somebody.
Are you talking about?
No, just a woman.
No.
But I would never say that about Opie. I mean, hurt me. No, I wouldn't say that to another guy.
More direct. Jim's been seeing somebody, and he was making a go at, or maybe still is making a go at, having like a real relationship under, fairly traditional relationship rules, like no monogamy and being loving to each other,
not being a piece of shit,
like just a healthy relationship.
But again,
she is outside the country, so it was also a long distance thing.
But I was faithful. I really was, and it's amazing that I was. And but there was no art, meaning that there's no name calling, because again, like you said, even though no one was listening, like like that stuff affects people. So it's like you feel better about yourself when you don't just fucking go ballistic, especially when you know there's a radio audience listening, because you can say something that can never be taken back.
Right.
But you know what can really help that? If you get a Nest camera in your house. We have a Nest camera.
Uh-huh.
And the other day, my wife and I are going to
What are you,
fight.
fucking birds or something?
Chip.
I'm glad you threw that in. By the way, the Chip live
I'm
podcast
well aware.
is on
I'm
YouTube.
well aware of the Chip Chippersing podcast.
The live show.
The live show went up
Yeah.
tonight.
No, wait. I just saw it the other day.
No.
It
At the,
just
comedy,
went up.
at the Comedy Cellar, right?
You couldn't have seen it literally just.
Definitely.
I saw a clip of it that was 5 seconds I put up.
Maybe that's what I saw.
Yeah.
This-
No, the entire hour plus show. It's called Chip Chipperson. 1 million downloads, 1 billion.
10 billion laughs.
He had to say 10 billion.
10 billion laughs.
Because why would he say 1 billion?
Yeah.
1 million downloads, 10 billion laughs. The live show that we did at the Comedy Cellar. The whole thing is up on YouTube.
Anthony.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah, yeah.
Sam
I
is
saw the
hilarious
clip,
in
I
it.
guess.
Colin's hilarious in it. Bobby Kelly, Laura, everyone's great.
There's already photos of Chip and Bobby kissing on the lips, which happened a lot. A lot went down. So
It was an interesting
yeah,
show.
definitely check that
Bert,
out.
can I get some of that club soda?
Yeah, of course.
Did he
Thanks,
forget
man.
the water?
Yeah.
Oh, poor X-Pac was asking for water before we started.
Sure.
You want ice?
No, just.
What a
Fine, thank
great
you.
host you are, Bert.
I bring
Like,
snacks. I bring myself cocktails.
he's brought ice. There it is. He
Let me
brought
have a
ice.
little
He
munchies.
brought
Come
the-
on.
You want some of the
Munchies.
cheesy munchies?
Let meat tits eat his sadness away.
Oh, is that what's going on with the chick?
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. But
Oh,
I
I
mean,
love those days.
do you
What do
really?
you love when
I call them the
relations.
salad days.
Hey, so you were being not a piece of shit, and did you feel good about yourself while you were doing it? I mean, were you happy?
Yeah,
in
I
it?
guess so. But
Okay.
it's an empty waste of time, and I know that.
No, but look, you're supposed to. Part of it is supposed to be that like you start doing these things
Oh,
that
yeah.
like are a thing that a healthy person does, and you're supposed to be like, you know what, relationship or no relationship, I'm doing good person things, and I'm
Cool.
healthier as an individual for it.
Going to Barnes and Noble and getting guys for women, Venuses for Mars, or whatever.
Oh, I have that one. Men are from Mars, women are.
Yeah, that's it.
What
that's
did you
it.
did you find it to be true, Jim?
I sure did. I said, boy, talk about opposites.
You know that book is
Men
getting
are from-
slammed.
Men are
as
from
being
Mars, women are
entirely
from-
sexist.
Women are from Venus, but some of the women that Jim dates are also from Mars.
Plus, that guy's marriage, John Gray's marriage fell apart. Like he got divorced and
Really?
yeah, the guy that wrote that book.
Oh wow!
It's
Yeah,
like the guy
that's-
who started Atkins had a heart attack.
But
And now they just call Atkins keto.
I love ironic
true.
endings like that.
Yeah.
Aren't they the best? The guy who started this died of it. And he's like, wow.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I really shouldn't put full faith in anyone.
You ready for another one?
Yeah.
The guy who started Segway rolled off a cliff.
I know that one.
Which one?
He was on his Segway. You know what a Segway is? Like one of the like mall security guards use them now, and pretty much that's it.
I do know what one is, yes.
But he was on his Segway, and he rolled right off a cliff and died. That was how he died.
What the?
He didn't lean back.
On his Segway.
On his Segway, he rolled off a cliff and died.
That's
Oh.
perfect.
The guy that started Apple got cancer.
I don't know how that.
Apple a day.
An apple a day. I mean,
There it is.
No,
There it is. We got
it ate away at his core.
I do love that the guy because who falls off a cliff and dies?
By the way,
in this
have you ever
day
been
and
on a
age?
Segway? Super
No.
easy. Super
Is
easy.
it?
Super easy
It's
to go
not
off
like
a
one of
cliff.
those.
Segway.
Oh, you're
super easy.
so now that you've been on a Segway, you're like, I can see where somebody could fall off a
I've
cliff
been
and
on
die.
a Segway twice. I almost killed a child, and I wrecked it myself and fucked myself up.
So you know it's easy to kill yourself.
They are super easy to go off a cliff on.
Is that right?
Dude, go on a Segway tour. I dare you not to fall off.
I watched a video
Off
of
a
a guy.
cliff? Who's got
Off a
cliffs?
cliff.
Where are the cliffs that people are falling off?
Because
of?
what happens is it's called whiskey throttle. You know what whiskey throttle is?
No.
No, I've
Well,
had
you
the
got-
dick many times. Come on. Cute Jim.
He doesn't
Come
even
on.
Drink. He's just got erectile.
Come on,
dysfunction.
Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim's hitting you.
I don't
Hit
like.
him out of the park from the armchair.
I don't like
Come
Uncle
on.
Jim. X-Pac, you don't see. Yeah, I'm looking at your face. I don't think you like Uncle
Uncle
Jim.
Jim's just chiming in, having some fun.
I love Uncle Jim.
I
Come
don't.
on, Sam.
I don't.
But
I
I'm
don't have
holding on
to
to my
deal with Uncle
sobriety.
Jim like you do.
I'm holding
Yeah.
on to being sober just long enough to last till 2 a.m.
We'll be. Well, yeah.
Not that late.
No.
Okay,
not,
all right,
not
good.
quite
Let's
that.
drink.
Yeah.
So whiskey throttle is when your body panics and you punch the gas or pull the trigger, and the machine just goes forward, and your body reacts by holding it harder.
Because you go backwards. And
Gotcha.
you're pulling like that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I've whiskey throttled on a Segway. So when you get, I really don't know how to get off a Segway. I think you hop off, but I was at outside the big cathedral in Florence, Italy.
Okay.
I was on segways and I'm fucking around. I'm laughing. I'm giggling, thinking I'm a mall cop.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I hop off and I whiskey throttle it, and it starts taking off in circles. And your instinct would be you'd think, oh, let go, it'll just go. But what happens is you go, I can't let go, so it keeps going around, and it swings by a kid's head by inches. I would have fucking killed a child. And I was like, I was like, there's been a couple times in my life where I went, I could have died. I lost my oxygen in Fiji at 90 feet, and one time I was in Marco Island at Captain Brian's, you know that place? Yeah. And I was going to get a coffee.
You know, like Captain Brian.
I don't.
Well, it's gone now, Jim. Don't worry about it. Well, the hurricane, yeah, everything's gone in Marco Island.
Oh, wow. It got fucked up?
Yeah, everything's gone.
I don't actually think I'd lose everything, but I didn't like the gig.
You did not.
No.
But
my room had ants in it.
So are you that upset about the hurricane? It blew all the ants away.
Good point. No, I'm not. I'm over it. All healed up.
Good to know that wound is healed.
Yep.
All scabbed over nice.
Yep, salved over lovely. Go ahead, Bert. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I can't fucking believe you lost your oxygen at 90 feet.
At 90 feet, yeah. Well, the thing with scuba diving is if you plan to dive at 60 feet, once you go to 90 feet, you fuck up everyone's dive. Like, because you use more oxygen at 90 feet quicker. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
You use more oxygen at 90 feet quicker. You need to take in more oxygen at 90 feet.
Because it's compressed. So once you get down 30 feet, it's compressed more. So you're actually taking in like 3 times the oxygen you normally take at 60 feet.
Gotcha.
So I'm
3 times. So if you've got like,
I'm not a fucking doctor or a dive instructor. I'm just telling you it's more. Well, I'm just giving you. I speak in hyperbole, okay?
Because if you had 30 minutes of oxygen, then all of a sudden you have 10 minutes of oxygen.
Well, that's actually kind of it a little bit. That's
Big
really close
difference.
to what it is. And so we're supposed to do the dive at 60 feet. The bottom of the boat was 90 feet, and I just fell down there and fucked around shooting a promo for some travel company, Travelocity. I'm shooting a commercial down there, and we're all dicking around, and then my dive instructor comes over, and she's like, "You're out." And I was like, "Huh?" And I look, and I'm in the red, and I'm like, "Whoa." And they teach you what it feels like to run out of oxygen so that you know, and you can feel you're breathing in harder, and it's not, it's like, and you're like, oh shit.
Like when an electric shaver runs out of battery?
I'm fucking freaking out right now just like you telling the story, man.
Absolutely.
Do you have scuba experience, X-Pac?
No.
Or you
I
just-
have this fear of fucking not being able to breathe.
That
and
is
that's
it's a
fucked
very
up.
common one. That's an awful feeling.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
Awesome
more so
feeling.
almost.
Yeah.
Well, what you
Get
need
you
to
high
know
as a mug.
is
Yeah,
your exit strategy when you go scuba diving is 10 feet per minute. So if you think about walking across this room in 1 minute, like how long that would
I
take,
do much faster.
It's not a big room.
that's the exit strategy. So that's your panic. Like we share oxygen, her oxygen to get to 15 feet.
Yeah,
but
she
you're
put her
going-
mouthpiece in your mouth or in the nose?
in my mouth, and all I thought was someone had curry for lunch.
Oh,
Really?
That's
The very first thought I had was she had curry. By the way, that only second time that ever happened. I went to a strip club in South Africa one time. What? And this girl goes, "When you want full touch or no touch?" I was like, "Who the fuck is no touch?" I was like, "Full touch." And then I get in the strip club room. And she goes, "Take your pants off." I was like, "What? You touch me?" I'm like, "I'm married. I can't. I guess I'll take no touch." And then she was like, "You can play with my tits and finger my asshole." And I was like, "Huh? No touch you?" And so I started getting a lap dance.
You
and then
finger
she's-
the shitter?
Well, she smelled like curry. She clearly had curry for lunch, and so I passed. I was like, I'm good. I can't smell your curry. That's disgusting.
right.
Sure.
So I got another lap dance, no touch, and she had curry, and I was like, by the third lap dance, I was like, hey, did you guys have curry together? Did everyone have curry?
Yeah.
But yeah, running out of oxygen. Here's the crazy part, X-Pac, is we get to 15 feet, and you got to chill there for 5 minutes
Yeah.
to let your body regulate.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to bring a scuba tank down to us, and we all had to breathe off one scuba tank, just waiting at 15 feet for 5 minutes, going like, it was fucking insane.
I would never be able to do that.
I've seen people that have lost limbs and shit from
bends.
coming up too quick.
Dude, you get down to 60 feet,
Really?
you go, you could totally die. You could totally die.
How do you lose limbs from coming up? Like just
the bends?
what's the
If
bends?
you come up too quick, it's the night. By the way, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scuba. I've done it a couple times. No, I'm certified, but like if you come up too fast, the nitrogen that's in the oxygen that's compressed expands in your blood vessels. And the only way to fix it is to take you back down to that level or put you in
hyperbaric oxygen chamber.
Yeah, put you in a hyperbaric oxygen.
Do they have
chamber.
them on the boat?
No.
So how long could you go after getting the bends before you get to the hyperbaric oxygen chamber before you're dead?
I don't have that answer.
You might not even have one anywhere near where where you're at.
That's why you can't scuba dive and fly in the same day because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because when you go down, you still have nitrogen in your body, and so
Why value jet? You'll do both in the same moment. Remember crashing the water down? Okay. Boo. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, scuba diving's pretty fucking insane.
Yeah, I didn't know you couldn't fly the same day though.
Yeah, you got to give it 24 hours because you got to get the nitrogen out of your blood so that it doesn't expand in the air because you'll just die.
You would.
So a lot of times, like that dive we did in Fiji, the one where we were running out of time because my flight was 24 hours from then. So we had to get it done, and there was a big thunderstorm coming in. We're in a fucking steel boat. It was just scary. It was everything about it.
So you stuck your finger up the girl's asshole that helped you.
Two different girls that smell like
Two
curry.
Okay,
You're taking two different stories together. So wait, if you fingered a girl's asshole and pushed her off a cliff? No.
Yeah, no.
So
it's just the curry that they have in Canada.
I run out of oxygen. I rip up her wetsuit and shove her my finger up her ass.
And I found out. Curry.
Yeah. If I'm going to die, I want
Thank
some
you for saving my life.
Take a nice finger in the rear.
My God. Well,
I like a good finger in the rear.
You do?
Who doesn't?
You going to get back to it now?
Oh,
This is my impression of me asking my wife to put her finger in my ass.
Yeah.
You ready? Ready? Hey, put your finger in my ass. What? Nothing.
You didn't. You did ask her and she wouldn't do it.
She said what? And I was like,
By the way,
never
she heard
mind.
you. No one. When someone says "put your finger in my ass," what else could that be?
Right. Especially
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
moment.
Hey, there's a singer in the gas. There's nothing else you could have said. It's finger in the ass.
She said no. She doesn't party like that.
No.
Nah.
You ever get your ass eaten?
She did it one time, but that's not her thing.
But no finger.
No finger. She'd
Just tongue.
never finger my ass. My wife's an old redneck. Like she
There
she
are
thinks
old
that
rednecks that have fingers up the ass and
That's
stuff.
good.
no.
Okay, all right.
No.
I didn't know.
She is like I remember one time I was like, "Hey, do you want me to tie you up?" This was like recently, and she was like, "No, I know what I like. I don't like that. Why would I want to do that?" And I was like, "All right."
Well, I guess.
I just meant keep you busy.
Oh.
Yeah, tie
Yeah,
up.
of course I got it. Cute. Of course it wasn't
It's
cute.
That reminds me of Ass Eating Annie from Boston.
Who's ass eating Annie
She was a
from
famous
Boston?
like
Ring rat?
groupie. Well, I call them groupies because ring
Wrestling
rat's
lady.
kind of derogatory.
Right, groupie has a
Not
groupie.
nearly.
Ass eating Annie is.
Ass eating Annie's a
uplifting.
good.
Yeah, but she would
Ass
get
eating is so
her
much better
gimmick-
than ring rat.
Her gimmick was this: that she would like.
By the way,
get,
did somebody pass gas?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yep.
she would get a guy, go back to his room and give him a big massage, and she would finish it off with the rim job.
And everybody would know this. Like,
Yeah, but then like
And then
one
jerk
of the,
him off while she's doing it.
Yeah.
no, she would just like their asshole.
Ass eating Annie. I hope
Yeah.
no one mistook her for kissing Karen.
Yeah, but then I'll tell you who off the air, but somebody very famous like got finished getting his ass licked, and he's like, "How about a blowjob?" And she goes, "That makes me sick."
that makes me sick.
Sick.
Oh my.
Oh my! So he asked for a blow. Let me see. Did he do it like this? Why don't you suck my dick, brother?
No, it wasn't him.
Let's see.
Did he say like, "All right, macho, I'm the Macho Man, Randy Savage"?
Yeah. What did he say?
You realize it's a terrible
I realized
impression.
I couldn't do. I was trying. I couldn't do it.
What did he say?
Jim.
Suck my dick, you fucking bitch. Garden.
Like Madison Square Garden,
Yeah.
like the Iron Sheik.
That's a good one.
I mean, I wonder.
Or did he say like, "I'm Shawn Michaels, suck my dick"?
It could have been.
Yeah.
What about the American Dream? I mean,
Hey, you know why you suck my dick? Give Dusty. Why don't you give Dusty, you know who, a big blowjob?
yeah. Before he gets his title back from who?
Title back from Superstar Billy Graham.
Is it him?
Superstar Billy Graham.
Tower power.
It's Jim's Dusty Rhodes impression revolves around the fact that he has a rivalry with superstar Billy Graham, which
Is that what you remember?
wasn't one of the bigger.
Yeah.
I
you
do.
know,
It's a
wasn't
big
one.
one.
Wasn't a huge.
Sure it was.
That was a big rivalry in the back then. Actually, it did.
But
really
when you
good
look at
business.
Dusty's career, aren't there other?
but for guy,
No, that's from before.
You smell that, right?
yeah, I just saw him go like
it's
this.
distracting.
No, I'm actually stretching my leg. I'm not even farting. I literally am just stretching my leg.
But you did toot a little bit.
Yeah, but no,
Before.
for somebody that's from, are you from New York?
I'm a big appler now,
Yeah.
but I grew up in Jersey.
Yeah, but still,
Big
like that's
Appler.
all. Like that's what people from New York know of Dusty.
Oh, was this the party you were looking for, Bert?
Dude, Dusty Rhodes.
No.
I saw. wait,
A
farting.
farting sad
I
sack
just meant
eating
in
fucking
general.
What's that
munchies.
smell, Jim?
That's farts.
No, but that smells like a
You have to understand. It smells like the morning to me.
It's
Smells like
sadness.
bleach.
It's the smell of tears.
I saw Dusty Rhodes
Somebody
wrestle
cries.
at Tampa Prep.
All the cries for help coming out of here and just subject changing.
Tampa Prep sounds like a medication.
Just on the
I
other
take.
side of Tampa Prep is the Tampa Armory, maybe? Is that it?
Oh, yeah, Fort Hesterly Armory.
Yeah, right across the street from Tampa Prep. I saw Dusty Rhodes there. Yahoo McDaniels.
Wow.
When I was a kid, man, that blew me away. It really did. I didn't know what I was coming into, and it was just so interactive. It was really amazing.
A man's bottom.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was coming into until I heard that telltale grunt and the push of an ass with a cyst on it.
Oh my God! You know, speaking of men, what do you think of all of the NFL controversy that spawned over the weekend?
Well, Trump at least handled it well.
Oh my!
You wanted somebody who would just kind of say something comforting. And I think he did a really good job.
Well, you do have to respect a guy who will sit there and be like, wait, before we vilify all these men with swastikas yelling, "Kill the Jews," let's get the full story. And then when he realizes that some of the football players are not standing for the national anthem, let's get those son of a bitches off the field.
Fire him!
Fire that son of a bitch!
Get rid of him!
Good. It's good, right?
I think he could have done a bit of a better job.
Yeah.
More subtle job handling
Yeah.
that.
And then, like, I mean, because now it's become the whole story. It's all people were talking about on Sunday was, like, people, obviously they're talking about the scores and everything, but before that it was which team stood. The Steelers kept all their players except for one guy in the locker room.
But hold on.
He was a Ranger.
Hold on.
Yeah, the Patriots got booed.
I got to be honest with you. Tom Brady putting his hand on his heart, and that Steeler. Look, say whatever you want to say about me on Twitter.
Okay.
I liked both of those. I was like,
I did too.
that might be who I would be.
I don't mind guys honoring the flag. I think it's great.
I don't mind people kneeling, but I don't mind guys honoring the flag.
No, do either one.
Right? That's the. I'm with you.
They're both
Jim.
good Americans.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
choosing to honor the flag this way. You're choosing to say I don't like what the country is doing by doing this. So
Yeah.
what? Gives a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you do during the anthem. I don't care.
At this point,
Doesn't make me a better or worse American. Do
Yeah.
what the fuck you want.
because people say they go like, well, we don't watch football for politics. We watch football for football. And it's like we're getting to the point now where they're going to have to play the national anthem with the players in the locker room. Every player
That's
just
how it
stays
used
in the
to be
locker room.
anyways.
Everybody stays in the locker room, and then everybody comes out when it's time to play the game, and that's it.
Somebody pointed out on Twitter, you know how many people are taking a piss during the national anthem? Or eating a hot dog? You know, it's like if you, again, I don't think they need to show the players. You know, you don't need to show, da, 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 you know, fucking.
I watched it
There's
today
Nate
with both my
Newton with his
daughters
hands on his heart.
in bed. Both my daughters and I were watching and I said, "This is a big deal.
But
You
see,
should
that's-
watch this."
Now it's a big
Now
deal.
it's a big deal. If you walked on stage and your intro song was the national anthem, that would be a political statement now, as opposed to just going, "Oh, we're all Americans."
Oh, cool, America.
Like if you said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Norton," and you played the national anthem, everyone would be like, "What's he mean?"
I would hate you if you did that. I'd be like, he's
Enjoy Dallas and Houston this weekend. The kids getting Dallas and Austin. Guess who's getting an applause break before he walks out?
I don't.
I know
Oh,
that-
you will get a fucking roarous applause.
I know
break.
that's why you were doing it. That it was just a shallow attempt to get more applause.
Yep. You said some wrong.
I don't
And
see
then
any
walk out and take a knee.
I don't see any boycotting happening here.
From the
People-
NFL.
Absolutely.
I don't know
not.
about that. Let me tell you something. There is something the flag represents that people, because everyone in the fucking NFL fan base has had people in the military or people killed in Vietnam or killed in Desert Storm. That's bigger than football, and people will abandon football teams. I'm not saying they should.
The ratings are down.
They're down terribly.
Yeah,
I don't
because
mind
of
people
this.
not going for that reason.
I would
I
love
think
to
Trump
know
should
if it
shut up
really-
about people getting fired. But
Yeah.
if people don't like that and they should just, first of all, I've been saying don't go to football games for 10 years because they treat you like shit and they make you pay extra to own the seat and they stick you behind these. You're
right.
dumb.
Yeah.
You're a fucking
Right.
cuck.
Thanks,
Right.
Jim. I have season tickets to Rams.
How cool you get spread out.
I
No
wish
one's going to those fucking dumb games.
Ramming you is
we're
what they're
losing
doing.
money on those tickets because no one's at that game.
And they make the locals pay for the stadium.
Of course they do. Yeah, that's why the Islanders ended up moving to Brooklyn because nobody wanted them. I know it's not a football team, but because nobody wanted to pay for the Nassau Coliseum renovations.
What about the comment?
Topic change. Go. That's the new thing we do.
No,
on the
I
show.
don't think we're changing the.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I'm
I'm on
talking.
It's a new
Same
segment.
topic. Same topic.
What are you talking about? We're still in the middle of the conversation.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, to just shout out topic change go in the middle of.
I'm
a
trying to fucking move
conversation.
things. I'm trying to like get like these little staples.
We've been talking about it for like a minute and a half.
Fine.
It's just so against broadcasting.
And this is a continuation. Go ahead, Bert.
Wait, I might want to get high. How long do we have?
You want? We have to break at one point.
We will have breaks, so you can get high.
You want to
during
get
the
high?
break.
You want to fucking? You want to
Okay.
cheeb up like a mug? Go right ahead.
But we're still in the middle of.
But I want to play topic change go.
No, I don't want to play topic.
We'll play
change.
topic change go in a
Play
minute.
Topic change
Right
go.
now, this
is gonna be the best time ever.
What are you talking about? The NFL?
We're talking about the
no
NFL,
idea. I have
the
no
Rams,
idea.
season tickets.
I have
the
no fucking clue.
national anthem. Did you
Oh,
think
Rams,
that
you're losing money on your tickets.
it was at all maybe not the greatest thing in the
Apropos?
world? Not apropos at all.
Okay.
Do not finish my sentences because you have no idea what I'm saying. Do you think that the fact that our president at the same time he said throw the son of a bitch off the field if he doesn't want to stand for the national anthem, also criticized the NFL for trying to make it so that less people get concussions.
He's
He said the problem is, we want harder hits. It's a hard hitting game. Am I right?
Yeah, but down in
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
when he was campaigning for Luther Strange the day before, he was talking about how the NFL that it's not as rough as it should be, and how it used
Right.
to, yeah,
Right.
So,
but this is a man who does not lead a rough life.
No, he does not.
This is a man who is he looks like a giant Daryl Hammond. He's a cuddly, doughy man.
He is, and he enjoys a good fast food comfort meal.
He does. He does
really
enjoy
does. He
a good
likes
a good
that.
bag of chicken fingers.
Oh, he loves them. I think Donald Trump and I would have no problem agreeing on a restaurant.
I'll bet you Donald Trump's like the fat part of his thighs always smell like McDonald's because you know you eat with the bag in your lap.
He definitely does.
He probably
yeah.
keeps the bag on his lap.
He's
All right,
got,
you got an offer.
he's got so many pairs of slacks that are greasy thighed. All of
right.
his slacks have grease stains on them.
Enough, Sam. You get
Oh shit! Hammer down.
change the topic now.
No, that was hammer
so you
down.
got,
That was hammer
okay,
down.
Sorry,
Drop
Sam.
the hammer down.
So you get an offer to spend a weekend with either Donald Trump or Kim Jong Un. Who do you pick?
Trump.
I don't know.
I'm picking
no,
Kim Jong Un.
I'll say Kim Jong Il or Kim
Is
Jong
it
Un.
eel?
Kim Jong Un because I've met Trump already. I don't know him, but I've met him a couple times. I've
So you
never met
just want
Kim
the
Jong-un.
photo?
If
Yeah,
if
that's
Kim
a
Jong
big one.
if Kim
Crazy
Jong
dictator.
if Kim Jong said,
That's a big one.
I'll fly you over, private jet. I want you to come. Me and Dennis Rodman are hanging out for the weekend. We're watching sports. I love your stand-up. I'm a big fan of you. And
I wouldn't believe him.
You wouldn't go?
I wouldn't believe him. How could he like my stand-up? He doesn't understand the language.
Yeah, he does. How do you think he talks to Dennis Rodman?
To an interpreter,
Oh, for real?
of course.
What if the interpreter is interpreting your jokes?
Actually, I'm guessing that would be explaining why Kim Jong liked me. He's probably changing them.
Would you fly over? Private jet?
Yeah, I would want to meet him. Honestly, I would because as a guy, he's probably fine. Like if you sat down with him, he's probably arrogant, and everybody laughs at his dumb little fat boy jokes.
He's probably not that good of a guy.
But I mean, one-on-one, most of those guys are fucking fine.
I'd go party with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got great party stuff. Like we just found out, he has teenage sex slaves that feed him caviar.
And give him massages.
So I get why you're saying you'd want to. It's just, wouldn't you be thinking in the back of your head, this man has no problem starving all of his people?
And
That's
why-
not
no,
what I was
not at
thinking.
all.
These girls look a lot like my daughter.
how many of these stories that we hear about him like blowing people up with the anti-aircraft guns, all that shit? How much of that's true?
A
and how
lot
much
of it's
is
true. I've seen
propaganda?
ISIS videos where they do shit like that. I've seen a lot of those videos where they find
Well, I've seen those. Yeah.
people ways to kill people.
Yeah.
Did you see the tank one where the tank ran the guy over?
The tank.
That was bad.
You both
news.
did see that one.
Yes, I
huh?
did.
It's where the guy's
I
on
didn't see it.
concrete and they make the guy stand there while a tank runs him over.
Do you think that maybe for your mental health, like some of those videos aren't the best to watch?
I think a lot of them are not the best.
Oh,
to
I've seen
watch.
some. Have you seen tentacle porn?
No, I don't like this stuff. I don't
Me
like
either of them,
I
I
don't
guess.
like. I don't like cartoon.
Topic
porn.
change go. In that case, topic change go.
Dude, I saw the craziest porn the other day. And the reason I liked it, I couldn't figure out why I liked it.
And then you realize it was all men. Nothing.
Change the topic, go.
Oh, hold on. Fucking bomb.
Yeah, I wish we had
No.
that translator here to help that one.
Yep.
What I liked about it, it was called The Dancing Bear. Okay?
Oh, I know
was
the
right.
dancing bear.
You know it?
Oh yeah,
So you
Let's
know
see it.
why I like it?
because of the dick.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
Guy comes in as a dancing bear on a bachelorette party,
Right.
having fun, partying, disappears. Other guy comes out, dick. Now clearly there's like 30 women there. Would you say 15 women?
Yeah.
30 women. Let's say 30.
Let's say 30 is a good estimate.
He goes in and like 3 of them start sucking his dick, and then he starts fucking one of them. Now they're not going to pay for all porn stars. A lot of them are extras.
Yes.
But the look on the extra's face is what turns me on. To
What,
watch.
Because
she
the
like
extra's
it?
not exactly
'Cause
sure.
They don't know. They go, oh yeah, porn. How bad can it be? And then they see this guy just fucking ramming this girl, and then you see this one girl next to him being like trying to pretend she's having, like being an extra,
Right.
And then he puts his fingers in her mouth, and she's like, and you're like, oh, that's totally real.
And
So,
that's
yeah,
what
there's
did
that-
it for you?
You,
It was the look on the extras' faces. They were
that's
like,
real.
Yeah, it was real.
Right, there's that tiny element, even in these things, there's that tiny element of real. Because if you're just watching porn, it's not like anybody on that porn set is surprised by anything
It's
that's
like-
going on.
And this is just, I think, Jim, you know this, but you know Rocco Siffredi's?
I do.
Okay. Do you remember A Night in Savannah or Savannah in Paris?
The name A Night in Savannah is familiar, but I might be thinking of China, like the China one. I might be mixing that title up.
You never saw Savannah Sampson with
I
Rocco
don't-
Siffredi's?
I know who she is, but I don't. I'm sure I've seen her, but I can't put a finger on it.
It is
In it.
the best porn I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Only because Savannah
He
Sampson.
has a big penis.
He does. He does. And he's very aggressive.
He's very good with it. He puts his feet in girls' mouths. He'll have a girl laying on the fucking bed with her like ass up and her face down.
Yeah,
and he's
he's
sticking his
nasty as
foot in her
fuck.
mouth.
Yeah.
Suck my toes while I fucking wreck your pussy. What a good egg. Love to do either of those things.
Oh, but that's the part of Rocco Siffredi's that I find intriguing, is that it takes something like porn that's so manufactured, so porcelain,
Right.
So like, you want to suck this pussy? You want to fuck this thing? And it's like, it turns what sex is with that. People say that, and you go, you're not even saying real shit. The Rocco Siffredi's were in that. If anyone's ever seen it with Savannah Sampson and Rocco Siffredi's, she was a fan of Rocco Siffredi's. Did Stern, flew out to Paris, did a porn with Rocco Siffredi's. There is 10 minutes in, she's just done blowing him. She hasn't started fucking him yet. Mascara's destroyed. She is gasping for air, and he's like, "Are you ready?" And you can see in her eyes like, "There's more." And you go, "Oh, this is fucking real."
You like that?
No, I don't like it.
Because
but-
it doesn't seem like she's having a good time.
But it's just no, don't put it like that. But like it's real, like something real, as opposed to this porcelain porn that you
Yes.
see where it's like you're like,
This
the
is like
way
the speech of the rock star in Almost Famous, except with porn.
real.
Yeah, you ever see Almost Famous?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg.
No.
I fucking love Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg.
I never saw that.
Dude, it is quite honestly, it could be my favorite movie. It's in my top 5, but it might be. I've never not watched it when it's on television. I own it. I've watched it over and over and over. And you know why?
Why?
Because I used to grow up with the poster of these guys on my wall, and now I'm one of them. Proof that if you work hard enough, dreams do come true.
Dude.
I don't think I saw that.
Dude, it's so like, because you watch the movie Rockstar. It's the Judas Priest story, but it came out in like the mid 2000s, and like
I didn't know it was Judas Priest story.
yeah,
Loosely based on
loosely,
that, yeah.
very
Yeah,
loosely,
yeah,
based.
very loosely.
very loosely. But for
You ever
and,
get Breaking the Law? Guy who wrecks the chat.
and the guy from The Wire's in it.
Don't believe me, I'll name them all. Felicia Pearson, Snoop.
No, of course not.
Snoop.
Of course not. The Snoop.
Nope. That's what
Tristan Wilde, who played young
Yeah,
Michael.
It was Tristan Wiles. Yeah, it was Tristan.
White or
Wiles
black
and
guy you talking about?
White guy.
That would be Dominic West.
It is him.
It's Dominic West.
Oh, that is.
That's Dominic West. Yeah.
Yep.
In a big wig, Dominic West and Zach Wilde, and that's the band.
Zach Wilde's in it?
Yep.
Zach Wilde is in it.
Yep.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
in the
that's
band.
Dominic, well, yeah,
All I
that's
remember
right.
is Jennifer Aniston and Mark Wahlberg.
Dude, and you
Such
just,
Yeah, Zach Wilde.
misaged couple.
well, you sit there and you wonder, how did this movie possibly get made? Because it's in the mid 2000s. Nobody cares about hair rock, hair metal. Like what audience? It looks like you're like, was this movie made in like the 80s maybe? But then Jennifer Aniston and Mark Wahlberg are in it.
And she's like 40.
Yeah, it's a very, very strange movie, but I adore it. Every scene, every minute of it, I love.
Every nuance, every moment.
It's not like a terribly nuanced film.
Not nuanced at all.
It isn't. Is it?
I didn't do a good job there.
Pretty direct. No, you
Yeah,
don't.
Almost
It's
Famous
pretty
is
on the
great, too.
chin.
Yeah. No, Almost Famous is actually a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
Like that movie I actually like.
Mark
Rocks-
Maron, a little bit of fun trivia.
Oh my God.
Mark Maron
Yeah.
is in that picture.
I know.
Okay.
Do you know his line from that picture?
Yes.
Something about you famous. You're not famous, but you're almost.
No.
Oh, okay.
You really don't know his line
I
from that
haven't
picture?
seen it in a long
Are
time.
you
What-
serious?
what is it? I remember.
Do you know it?
Yeah, of course I do.
Do you know it?
No, I didn't. I don't remember him being in it.
You don't want to tell him?
I don't think they deserved it.
I want to tell him because I want to prove that I knew.
Okay. Want to do it on 3?
Okay, 1.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3.
Hold
say
on
it.
a second. It's a new segment here on the show.
Okay.
Samesies.
I don't want
Ooh,
to
I
say
like
it that
this.
much
I like
anymore.
this.
I don't want to. I don't
Yeah,
want
samesies.
Okay.
I hate Uncle Jim's segments.
Ready?
Okay, we're gonna say it right after 3.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Check
Say it,
out my
say it. Hold on, hang on.
podcast. Is that his line?
No.
Oh.
Very close, though, Jim. Very close.
Check out my podcast.
Very close,
He's not
Jim.
playing Mark.
Oh,
Maron.
okay. Sorry.
Hey, I was thinking for this film, is it cool if I ad lib? Check out my
Can
podcast.
I plug my podcast?
You guys want me to play the promoter. Is it cool if I play Mark Maron the podcaster?
Yeah. Would you guys mind? All right, fine. I'll play the promoter. That's fine. But can I plug the podcast? Like in the 70s, the promoter could say, "Oh, I can't wait till the future to listen to Mark Maron's WTF." And check out my podcast. Hey, check out my podcast.
What was the line? I remember
I was gonna
saying
say.
Hold on,
the bus
hold
is
on.
driving away.
Let's
Okay.
play same. Ready? Or samesies.
Samesies.
1,
1,
2,
2, 3.
You
Lock
just-
the... What?
You just bought yourself a gate.
No. Lock the gates. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that.
Dun. That's the beginning of his podcast. That's where the line comes. Lock the gates.
Yeah,
dun,
but
dun, 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 dun,
After he
dun,
got
dun.
electrocuted.
Dun, 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 dun. What's up? What the fuckers?
I mean, right
What the
now you're
fuck?
just being like a guy who's a fan of a bunch of podcasts.
Oh, that's all I am.
I know it's kind of sad.
Well, yeah, you don't tell me about it.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't wanna-
What, you want to talk about your show?
No.
I listen to it all the fucking time.
I didn't want.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I didn't want to hit on anything real.
Are we doing change the subject? What was it?
Well, you had to smoke pot, and I have to.
Yeah, we
I'm,
actually have to-
I'm literally.
Yeah, tell me.
I have to pee.
We should take a break.
Yes, we should.
Just
We're in
my
Los
deal.
Angeles. Yeah, it's actually late at night right now. We're recording. I mean,
We don't care. We're left coasting.
We're see the problem here in LA. There's a time difference, and we'd be on from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. So we decided to make it easier on ourselves, but everybody in
Ourselves. We didn't care about
the
that.
studio time.
It's easier to get guests at this hour. We get
Yes.
comedians, get
Yeah,
guys.
much
No
easier.
one minds coming in at 10 o'clock.
No one's got families.
No.
No one's been drinking since 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah, it's been a long fucking day.
We have Burt Kreischer and X-Pac hanging out. It was we decided because I was working for WWE
Oh, that's
earlier
right. You
this
did your gig
evening.
tonight. Good for you.
What?
Yeah, at the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing the pre-show for it, and then we realized that like in California the pay-per-views end at 8 p.m. instead of 11 p.m. So I'm like, let's just go to the studio and tape this show tonight instead of tomorrow morning. So Burt Kreischer is here with us.
Yeah.
We'll start partying. We didn't really get to really party.
You don't party.
Well, I party.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
you do it with alcohol. He does it with cum. It's okay.
Not true. That's not.
I wish I was less of a fan. I wish that you would say that and I'd just go, yeah, not laugh. But I giggle. I can't fucking help
I
it.
giggle all the time, dude.
Dude.
It's not, and it really isn't like you look at like Jim, who doesn't
Doesn't
just
laugh
laugh
at
at
all.
everything, and you're like, oh, that's better. Like, because now jokes can breathe, the audience gets them at home, but people like you and me are too insecure to let things
I'll
sit.
take the happy.
No, I like laughing. I
Right.
like laughing.
I'll take your lives. The happy guys who are laughing and have children.
But that's
and
the thing.
fulfillment. I'll take that.
And I think people say the same thing about you that they do about me, and they say that the laugh is fake, but I'm not.
No
I'm
way.
never fake laughing, and neither are you.
Suck
No
my
way.
dick.
What?
All those people that say that.
Oh, I thought.
Dude, I'm so done with fucking.
My fake laugh is dead on, but I don't do it. I have to do it once in a while, but I try not to.
Like how? I mean, I honestly, I don't know if I want to know because I feel like you've
You've
laughed,
heard it before. You probably didn't know it's fake.
right? Because you've laughed at my jokes, and I don't want to realize that you weren't actually. Okay, that's clearly a fake laugh. That's not. It's not even close. X-Pac, did he get you, or did you realize that was a fake laugh?
It was.
Yeah, no, it was.
Don't you hate people
I
that
didn't-
have like the loud noise they make in lieu of a laugh because they want the ah? Oh.
There was a guy at not UCB. It was back when there was Surf Collective.
BBC?
No, Did you ever do?
Added in for.
Did you ever do
see me.
Collective Unconscious?
What's that?
Collective Unconscious or Surf Reality? Those clubs back in the.
I surf. No, I didn't. I'm thinking of Luna. No.
There was a guy. I know his name, but I won't say it.
Sure.
But he has such an obnoxious
What race?
fake laugh. White. And I'll say his name after this.
Sure.
But it was clearly an attempt to laugh so that you knew he was laughing.
Yes.
And I was like, and it used to drive me fucking nuts. But I can't help it. If I laugh, I laugh.
Yeah.
I was meant to. I like living. You know, I said this in therapy the other day. Jim hates when people put out tweets with exclamation points.
No, I hate when they're poorly used. I don't mind an exclamation point. I hate when they're overused because it's usually a sign that the person is afraid their words aren't being heard or realized the strength of their words.
You use that in
me.
therapy?
That's me. No, that's me. I have 3 exclamation points on everything I ever say.
Do you? I never
And my
do.
therapist says, well, I think you live life with an exclamation point. And I went, correct yourself. I live it with 3.
Yeah.
And then you started laughing like that. Like,
all
I think I'm funny.
all I
there?
heard was Jim Norton go.
Yep.
Oh well,
Why don't we take a leak?
yeah, we'll take a leak. Are you starting to feel any better or no?
No, I just.
What country?
America.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you were asking where we are?
No, her.
She's in Europe. She's European.
Oh, it's from that fucking tour you did.
Yeah.
Oh, how was?
It was good.
Why would you?
No, but I saw.
Why
I was
would that
following
be
you
the
on
follow-up
Facebook.
question?
I
He's in
only-
a terrible state.
I only did the tour to meet her. That was the only reason I took the tour.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
That
was
looked
the only reason.
so much fun.
So terrible news for anyone that's bought tickets in Manchester or any of those. Those dates are canceled.
Yeah, no, I need. Give me. I got to go over and get another one. So I'll hopefully add a show in London. So yeah, there's a bunch of dates, but no, I feel okay, man. It is what it is. you
Yeah.
know? You just got to grieve it and fucking shut up and move on.
Embrace it. You're gonna miss it. My wife dumped me probably 14 years ago. She dumped me for a month, and I look back and I missed that period of growth, that period of getting up in the middle of the night and going, I'm not sleeping. I'm going to a Barnes & Noble. I'm going to get coffee. I'm going to go write. I'm going to go fucking think about myself. I miss those times.
I keep thinking like, you did. Maybe I was a little wrong, and I was certainly partially to blame for the downfall. But I'm like looking at what I did too. Like I'm really like looking at myself. I'm better in this one than I have been probably ever. Like looking at my own shit. Like, yeah, man, you contributed. You did this. That's why I'm still weighing.
Yeah,
it.
but are you better? I mean, because look, better for you. Like you were a piece of shit.
I wasn't.
Wow.
I didn't fuck around on it. I didn't.
But
fool
so
around with anybody.
but is because this is so different for you because you were actually better. Is it possible that I could have been better, but because she doesn't know where I came from. Does that make sense?
I've tried to tell her, but yeah, it's hard. I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Because she's not aware of the effort that you've made because to her,
Yeah.
you're just acting like a person, but she doesn't realize that for Jim Norton, acting like a person is like this amazing step forward.
What do you think? She's not damaged? I mean, she wouldn't be attracted to me if she wasn't damaged. So
That's
yeah,
true.
she's got her own fucking problems.
Would it change things? And this is a parallel question. Say you got a call tomorrow from
Topic
your manager.
change.
Topic
Yeah.
change.
Oh, good one.
And your manager was like, yo, Jim, all this honesty you had about this chick, it's been amazing. By the way, you just sold out all your theater dates. They want to add shows, and they want to give you your own show. Would that success change your feelings emotionally right now? Like,
That
say
success would change sad feelings I had if she died being burned alive.
And all you would have to do is sell out one of the gigs.
If
not all
if
of
I
them.
sell out Town Hall, I'd fucking cut her feet off myself.
And you wouldn't even mourn the toes.
Not at all.
No.
I would cut off a limb for every sold out show.
I know you're just waking up, and you're strapped to a table. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tickets are light in Philly. Your hand has to come off.
Good news and bad news. I sold out Town Hall, but you won't be walking there.
Exactly. Good news and bad news. Indianapolis looks great. I got to pull your cunt off.
She's like, well, the joke's on you.
Oh, in me. All right, let's break. Hey, wordplay.
That's a lot.
A lot of talk.
That's a lot.
Sure was.
That's a
That's
lot.
why I loved
Okay,
her.
all right.
Yeah, that was a bit much. But we will take a quick break.
Come back.
But we got a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
How much longer do we have?
That's not. I mean, that is not a good.
I just want to. I'm trying to measure my buzz.
I would say
Okay.
go down there and fucking just.
Go down there. I was going into Ellis's studio.
Oh, go in there, yeah. Fucking, you know,
Go down there. Tell Kevin to open up a fucking door.
go down there and cheap your dancing shoes off, and we'll be up here waiting.
Well,
for you.
we just did. Yeah, this was the first break. We're about to go to break, and then we'll come back for 2 more. We're not even halfway done with the show yet.
Hang in there.
All right, I'm gonna pace myself.
Go,
Do
pace
I
yourself.
sound drunk?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome
These
back.
are good chips.
It's
Piggy Boy Norton eating some chips.
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. We're in Los Angeles
Oh,
for the week.
Smoke pot.
X-Pac and Bert Kreischer are both here with us. Bert Kreischer is now, it looks like, making himself an alcoholic beverage because he just went out and smoked marijuana. X-Pac.
Sober October coming up, baby.
Right, well, I'm glad that we weren't here next week then.
Yeah.
Because October's next
Do
week.
you get sober in October?
Yep, I'm doing Sober October with Ari Shafir, Tom Segura, and Joe Rogan.
Real quick before we ask about that, I forgot before we went to break to mention that tickets for Sam Roberts' wrestling podcast live at the Highline Ballroom are on sale at highlineballroom.com.
We would like you to come down and see us.
Yeah, see me. Bubba Ray Dudley's going to be there with me. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so,
we'll have fun with Bubba. He's a good dude.
Just, I don't know if Jim's going to be there for sure.
I'll
Probably
be there.
not.
Starring the show.
Do you ever go to those?
Yeah, I know a lot about wrestling. He's man, I know more than he does.
You didn't live tweet No Way Out.
I was busy.
I mean, No Mercy was the name of the pay-per-view. I
Yeah.
keep saying No Way Out. No
Exactly.
Mercy
That's how I feel right now.
was the name of the WWE pay-per-view. Yeah, you were going to live tweet it. Things like, hey, I'm the #1 Hulkamania. When's the Hulkster coming out?
Yeah, I was going to. You won't like when I put you the Chip podcast, the descriptions and the little chyrons on the bottom.
So the Chip podcast.
You might not like yours.
The live show was released on YouTube and Riotcast over the weekend.
No, it's tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean now.
Oh,
well, now it's Monday,
last
so
night.
over
Oh,
the weekend.
shit.
You fucking asshole.
Oh no! Yesterday I meant.
I had it covered with over the weekend. Then it's
know.
like, well, we're not really lying about taping the show at night, but and he goes, no, today. Yeah, I know, Jim. I know when it was released. I'm not. I haven't watched it yet because I was obviously working the WWE.
You were
thing.
sleeping last night, yeah.
No, I was working the WWE. thing. Stop trying to
Relaxing
make it.
this morning.
No, stop
The
trying.
jig is up.
Yeah, exactly. Stop trying to make it a thing.
What?
What did the description say?
You're a wrestlehead and a Hulkamaniac.
Why would Chip write that? I can't stand it. There is rumor though that there may be a West Coast Chip podcast at some point while we're out here, right?
Yep.
That's the rumor floating around.
It is floating.
But you're snacking. To tell you the truth, I prefer snacking, Jim. So maybe I don't mind you when you're depressed.
Really?
Yeah, I like it when you snack. Do you know? I use this as an example because people ask about Jim's addictive behavior and the snacking and whatever. Because Jim says I have to eat a certain way because if I start, I won't stop. And blah blah blah.
I put it back on. I feel it.
Yeah, I can see.
You're
it.
skinny as shit, Jim. I see
Oh,
pictures
come
of you
on.
when you were fat, and I enjoy them.
He's been thinner.
I haven't.
But
That's right.
It was at your house, Bert Kreischer.
Oh, when he went on his tear on chocolate.
So you remember, like we were sitting
Dude,
there.
it was uncomfortable. Like, and by the way,
Yeah.
I know this because I'm dealing with this in my head because I'm getting ready to stop drinking.
Yeah.
And there's a trigger thing that goes on in your head where you go, with me, it's snacking. That's what my real addiction is open the refrigerator door and going like, what do we got?
Right.
Or like 2 a.m. and I go, a fucking piece of pizza. Let's murder pizza right now. And Jim went on a tear of Halloween candy and could not, he was literally, and I was like, wow, I know that feeling.
So
It's
Bert,
just compulsively shoving shit in your face.
it was about a year ago.
I just did it with Cheetos.
We were over at Bert's house to do his podcast.
Yeah.
It was
And
almost exactly a year ago.
Just
yeah,
about,
we
yeah.
were featured guests.
Jim sat down in front of the candy dish and I don't know, I probably had
It started with one.
had a couple Hershey bars or whatever. It's no
There
problem.
was those small little single Kit Kats. Oh my fucking Christ, were they good?
That's why
Yeah.
I bought all the snacks.
Jim grabbed one little candy bar and he ate it, and then he had to get another one and another one and another one. And I look at Bert and we start recording and we've probably been there for 5-10 minutes, and Jim has just a mountain of candy wrappers in front of him because he cannot stop compulsively eating.
Yeah.
Tiny little.
I don't trust people that don't have compulsions like that.
Yeah.
It's like one of the things. Like I could never date a chick. My wife doesn't drink, oddly enough, but like I couldn't date a chick that just doesn't drink. And you go out and she's like, I'm making all these decisions.
But you just
sober.
said you married a girl who doesn't drink.
I know, but she drank a little bit. She drank a little bit when we dated. Like when we dated, we go out and party and have a good time. And then now she doesn't drink at all. She doesn't really give a fuck about drinking.
You should get a divorce, I guess.
Or cheat on her in 5 years.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, whatever. No one listens to Sirius XM on my house. I just have it on my phone. Thanks, Roland.
So she doesn't. When did she stop drinking, or why?
Just never been into it. Like she'll have cocktails, she'll get drunk, but it's not her thing.
Do you guys argue a lot?
No, but we're very passive aggressive. I think.
Who wins most of the arguments?
That's terrible.
Leanne, all of them.
That's really, really bad that you guys.
My
are
wife doesn't say I'm sorry.
She doesn't. That's a bad quality.
No,
I won't
shit.
tell her.
No shit, he said. Yeah, but it's not good that you guys are just passive aggressive and.
It's not me.
Instead of
maybe it is me. I don't know. We'll see. But a lot of what she does is it's just like eye rolls or like I'll go, hey babe, and she'll be like, yes. Like
that little thing.
Yeah, and I go, hey, don't say it like that. Now I don't want to talk to you. Or like I came home with good news the other day. I go, babe, can I talk to you about something? She's like, yes. What do you want to talk about? And I go, hang on, now I don't want to tell you anything.
Can I tell you something, Bert?
Yeah.
You're the lady in your relationship.
Absolutely.
I've been the lady my entire fucking life.
Is that right? You're just a very emotional guy.
I'm very sensitive.
You are.
And I am very, very sensitive.
What was the good news? See, I'm doing that.
By the way, I'm so emotionally attached to that, I almost told you.
What is it?
I don't know what the fucking good news anymore is.
Because I've had those same arguments, but I'm always on the other side. Like I'm always going, yeah. Yes. What do you need? What do you want? Yeah. And then when Jess is like, could you not talk to me like that? I'm like, yeah. Is that what you want? Just tell me what you want. Like I won't talk to you like this if you just tell me what you want. Just
the exasperated, get this over with, fucko attitude really bothers people.
Yeah, really.
they
She
don't
gets
like
bugged
it.
by it.
I don't like it either.
She doesn't like it.
This morning I woke up and I do this thing in my house where I yell someone's name. Like like a real aggressive. I'll go, Leanne! Like
Just
from the bed.
Just as like a thing?
Like a monster would yell it, but it's loving. It's like Leanne.
Just because you want to say hello to her in the morning?
Yeah.
Today it was Georgia. And Georgia heard it. She was in the living room, came in, got in bed, and we started watching NFL. And then I was like, Isla. And then Georgia's like, you got to catch a rattlesnake. That's Isla. Isla's a rattlesnake. So I went out, caught a rattlesnake, brought her back into bed to us, and we fought with her, and we had a great time. But the whole time, Leanne didn't come to the bedroom.
You didn't call her?
I did, the whole morning.
Oh,
and she was like, I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. And then I had to go I had a meeting at 11, and it's like 10. I got to spray my pool to keep the Marcite or whatever gunite wet. And she goes, hey, what did you want? And I go, I just wanted to cuddle with you. I just wanted to talk to you. She was like, I have a lot of stuff to do. And I was like, yeah, but that's what keeps the relationship alive is me and you hanging out for 2 minutes. And I don't know.
The love is gone.
Maybe the morning thing she doesn't like. Maybe it's because no one likes a morning mouth
maybe
cuddling.
you have bad breath.
in
You're
the morning.
growling like a monster.
Yeah,
Just
yelling.
brush your teeth.
Maybe.
Why don't you just brush your fucking teeth when
Yeah.
you wake up?
Or maybe she's dead inside.
Maybe those things are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
They can both be existing.
Maybe she's dead inside, so she can't pretend to love a man who's got terrible morning breath.
That's right. Maybe she's dead inside, and your breath reminds her of that.
Right. Maybe she's dead inside
Whose
because she
fucking
was.
team are you on? You don't even know her.
She's
I'm on Team Truth.
withered away at the smell of your breath.
I'm sure it is my breath. I've been not into brushing my teeth lately.
Really?
What are you
Morning
talking
breath is
about?
bad.
Morning water
Why-
picks. I'm all about water picks.
Wait, why?
I like water picks.
You can do both.
I do a little bit of both. I found this.
You put a water dick in your piss hole?
Water dick?
A water pick, I meant. I'm tired.
You said a water dick.
I know. I
Wait.
slept for 6 hours.
Go back to the question.
6
Yeah,
hours
I have
is
a
a good
feeling
amount of
you
sleep.
have.
2 days.
Shut the fuck up and let him ask a question.
You put a water pick in your pee hole?
Yeah. Yeah.
How was it?
Not enjoyable.
No.
Yeah. But
Why did you
get
do that?
You get so horny sometimes on the road. You're like,
You gotta fuck your pee hole.
I'll take the hanger from the fucking closet and clamp it on my nipples.
What? You did that?
No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't think so, Bert. I don't think you are. He's mouthing the words. I'm not. X-Pac, you were on the road for a
Why
while.
did you change the subject?
I want to know if X-Pac ever shoved toothpicks up his dick hole because he was horny.
No, water pick.
Water pick,
pick.
very different.
Oh,
No
I'm
one's putting
sorry.
fucking
Exactly.
wood up their dick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a sanitary water pick.
You put water picks in your dick hole?
No, but I'm pretty sure like the Nasty Boys would do something like that.
Would they?
Yeah.
You ever
take somebody's toothbrush and shove it up their ass? Things
right?
Like that, yeah.
You ever clamp your nipples with a hotel coat hanger?
No, but I'm not opposed to it. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I just can't picture it doing it to myself.
Yes,
You would-
I would
do
let
it.
somebody do that.
Like if you brought in some
Bite me, shit like that. I
whatever,
don't mind that.
Millie the ass eater or whatever her name
Ass
was.
eating nanny.
Ass eating
I see
nanny.
Nanny. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't really like that eating my asshole stuff.
No, but if she came up and she was like, "I want to clamp your nipples with this coat hanger," you'd be like, "Yeah, we could do that."
if that's what I mean, if I dug her
I like
and,
nipple
it,
play.
and it fucking turned, if that was her deal,
Right.
sure,
Wouldn't like your
what the
asshole
fuck?
licked, though?
But have you ever? My nipples are so small they wouldn't even fucking
Can I see
hang
them?
on there.
Mine are tiny.
Yes.
Here, these are mine.
Okay, everybody's.
Oh,
Jim.
no, look at.
Let me
Oh, you
see.
have tiny nipples.
Let me see your
Yeah.
nipples.
Oh, they're very, very
Oh my
small.
God.
Jim, you have meaty ones, right?
I have smaller nipples. I'll say they're not like they're like the beautiful cross in between yours and yours.
The beautiful cross. So you're saying you have the perfect nipple?
I do. I have good nips.
You do? You're very
Yeah.
proud of them?
I like my nips play. I like nipple play.
You do?
you really?
I like my nipples licked.
Does he really? I mean, Jim is obsessed. It's at least multiple times a week. Jim has to mention something about the fact that he likes his nipples played.
I remember Edward Norton saw me at the Comedy Cellar many, many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him years later. We talked on the phone. He goes, Jim Norton, oh, God, you like your nipples played with.
My reputation precedes
He remembered that because he had seen it that night. And I had talked to him briefly because he has a brother, I think, named Jim Norton. So he remembered me from the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
He was there with David Blaine.
The main thing I know about
Love David
when I
Blaine.
saw you stand up at the whatever in fucking Atlantic City was I never knew what a docking station was until I saw you stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that was a joke I had that I must have heard on Opie and Anthony about docking. So I would tell a joke about two guys putting their heads or their dicks and fucking each other's foreskins.
Yeah.
And then someone said to me, they're like, yo, Norton's got a joke about that. And in my head I was like, oh, yeah, where would I have heard that?
You just took a
I
joke.
must have heard Jim say that. Like, it's like one of those things where you go,
Well, they probably said, hey, Norton's got a memory of that.
Yeah. Hey, Norton's got a hobby like that.
I had to leave it. I had to like go, and I was like, this great joke, and then I saw your special, and you were talking about docking. But it's so funny, like the media you intake.
Yeah.
You can't help it. It just like I had to stop. I had to stop listening to Bill Burr's Monday Morning Podcast entirely.
Because you didn't like it?
Well, it's too Jewy for me.
I see.
No, but it's like you listen to him riff bits, and that's where your brain's gonna go.
How long is this
Right.
thing? It's about an hour?
Yeah. And so I listen to Rogan, but I only listen to Rogan. I won't listen to him with comedians, because I think that'll creep in. Like a comedian could be running a bit, and that'll creep into my brain. I listen to him with like scientists and hunters.
Yeah,
and
of
stuff.
course.
But yeah, I had to like the media you intake. Like that's something I'm going through a little bit. Is who are the people that are regurgitating stuff they've heard? Like the Russell Brands. No, not shitting on Russell Brand, but it's a lot of stuff he does, his rants or stuff he's read in a book or something, you know?
Sure.
And you're like
his philosophies.
yeah, you're like very interesting, but it's not it's something you've adopted. It's
Right.
not yours entirely.
You just read it and said, like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Or Patrice, who those were his ideas.
Sure.
Those
Right.
were his ideas. That's what genius is someone who gives you their ideas and tells you them. Bill, the same way. Bill's got a bit, I'm not going to fuck it up, I won't say it, about that he's doing on his next special that is so great.
What's it about? You want to say? Oh, you don't want to say?
No, I don't want to say 'cause
Oh,
it's
okay,
Bill's
sure,
bit.
sure.
But it's so
What's
great.
the bit?
Yeah,
So
word
Bill's
for
like,
word.
ah,
yeah.
you know.
That's so great.
I'm angry. So, but it's a great bit about. It's a great bit. I'm not going to even
Right. Right.
But it's his idea. So then you go, all right. So where is the real validity in things? People who write jokes, come up with material. Anthony Jeselnik's, yourselves, like these guys, Bill Burr's, Patrice O'Neill's, are these guys who regurgitate concepts they've read in books.
I know what I'll say normally is if I want to talk about something, I'll say, I got something I want to talk about. Let's nurture that little kernel. Why?
Why would you say that?
That's bad. Yeah.
Even X-Pac had to tap out on that one. He's been on your side all show.
Let's nurture that joke.
And you're like, no, I can't do that.
I'm gonna murder this drink
I
right now.
can't do that.
No, you know, because it depends on what makes you think. Like, I don't like to formulate stuff before I walk on stage. Like, I mean, I do it once the bit's done.
Yeah.
But to start it, like, I want to talk about Trump too, and then I just kind of start reaching for it on stage and kind of get it together. I like to do that, but if I formulate too much before, you're more than likely to let other shit. But on stage, it's just kind of usually what you're thinking.
Unless you just watched something or heard something and it seeps in, like with Bert's bit, like it just kind of seeps in.
That's happened to me a lot. Oh, and I think because I'm a fan of comedy, like I'm a fan of stuff. So like I remember one time I was on stage in Columbus, and I was riffing this bit. That's the problem with riffing bits for me, or for guys like me, these high energy guys, is a lot of times you'll be in the middle of a riff and you'll be moving forward, and as opposed to stopping down and blocking off the stream and going, oh, that's not me, you start talking, and in the middle of it you go, hold on, that's not me. So in the middle of a bit in Columbus, I went, this isn't mine. Like I literally was like, this is moving too fast, because you have to recognize that. And once again, it was a Patrice bit that, and I only say that because Patrice is a guy who I watch so much. I watch so much of these guys riff bits, like in the Boston Comedy Club. That's 18 years ago. The bit was, my bit was, I don't love my wife, I need my wife. And Patrice had a bit about his corgis needed him, but his wife didn't understand that she needed him. She thought she loved him. Like to get in the couch, the corgi had to be like, get me up on the couch. His wife would just sit on the couch, like she didn't earn it. It was such a great bit. My bit was like a half-assed part of that.
Like she should.
But like but what it is it's regurgitating material. It's a guy who had an independent thought, and that's what I love about comedy. Someone has an independent thought that takes it to the next level, where you're like, and that's why I don't like Bobby Kelly. Like Bobby Kelly,
you can stop right there.
No, you're right. But as I feel like as comedy has been more and more exposed, and I feel like there's more and more comics out there that more and more people are watching because there's more venues for them and everything, that those ideas are starting to slip away because everybody's getting influenced.
Well, no, yeah. What's happening? And please, Jim, step in if I'm wrong, but I think there's a lot of Bill Burr imitators. Sure. Where it's people trying to do like take the argument, flip it sideways, and argue it backwards. Like and I go. There's not enough room for all of you.
Yeah, what happens when you like a lot of influential guys like Mitch Hedberg,
dude.
You see his cadence. I don't know what I want to do. It's like you're doing a bad Mitch Hedberg. You guys just get influenced by what they watch a lot. Dave Attell, you see a lot of comments going, okay.
Me and Segura were Attell ripoffs when we started. Admittedly, we said it to Attell to his face. That's just the first joke I ever wrote.
What did Attell say?
Woogly boogly.
He literally said, "Don't look me in the eyes when you tell me that."
I'm a Rich Little ripoff. Like a lot of times I'll go out there, I'll just start doing Johnny Carson. You know, I think I'll take Monday off.
Yeah. Did you notice anything about the traffic since you've been here in LA?
Wait, what's the traffic?
It was devastating.
Is that right?
Tonight.
Yeah.
Like a typical Tuesday in LA.
Okay, wow. It's not Tuesday.
No.
That was Rich Little?
No, that was Johnny. That was Johnny Carson.
No, it was Rich Little doing Johnny Carson.
Yeah. That's right. You're right, brother. It was Rich Little. You know, we haven't talked to Xbox. I talked to him on my podcast, but we haven't talked to him on the air since the story with you getting busted for quote unquote.
I was telling Bird about that when we were taking a piss.
So he gets
for
busted.
Crystal meth.
Yeah, busted for quote unquote meth in the airport, because I still feel like the story when you got busted for meth, that story went everywhere, and the follow up, what happened after the story, why you're sitting here with us and not in jail, wasn't nearly reported as much.
Not nearly, but I got to thank TMZ for being right there.
Right, they posted
reporting the good news as well.
So what was, obviously you didn't go to jail because you were not carrying meth.
Well, I went to jail for 2 days.
You went to jail, not a prison or whatever it is. Like you didn't. Yeah. So you got locked up.
Yeah, I did. It's, but you know what? Here's the difference. It's like
do you get recognized in jail?
Oh yeah,
sure. I bet you do.
Oh yeah, but
they like you though.
But yeah, no, it works to my benefit.
Yeah.
But the thing is the other times I've been in jail out here in L.A., I was always really fucked up. You know, and I told you this, Sam. So you know, you're in a really bad place already, and then you're in jail. This time, man, I'm in a great place. You know, so upstairs, and so it's fucking nothing, man.
Is jail easier mentally when you're in a good place or when you're all fucked up?
No, it's way better when if you really like I am right now. I was okay.
Because you could handle it because you know you're going to be getting out and you knew you didn't do anything wrong, right?
Exactly. That's part of it.
How long are you there for?
2 days.
Oh, okay.
2 days.
Beat
is a
up?
long
2 days is a
time.
long time.
Yeah.
Did they hit you?
Well,
like,
because
people-
they put me in solitary.
But did prisoners taunt you or no?
No, never.
That's cool.
Like, how would they have taunted him?
I don't know. It's what the guys just do.
No.
You know?
Back in 2004 when I was all fucking methed out and
Yeah.
sitting in Twin Towers and with fucking people laying on the floor, there were so many people crowded in there being processed. Like somebody came up and tried to get me to move, and then I was handcuffed to somebody one time. Another guy that was obviously he had scars on his arms just like I did, and he tried to be. He tried to kind of step up, and I was really fucking not having it, man.
Can you beat up a guy if you're handcuffed to him?
I could have then.
Wow.
What did you do when the guy tried to move you?
I said, fuck up. I didn't say fuck off. I just said no. And everyone else just kind of laughed at him,
Like, when you say no, I won't move, is that because you don't want to move or because you don't want to set up a precedent?
I found me a spot on the floor.
Yeah.
Real estate was hard to fucking find.
Right.
In there at that point. So I wasn't moving.
Because it's like just a holding cell full of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did he say when you said no?
Well, all the other guys around him kind of laughed at him, his own people, because they knew who I was and were already talking to me.
Okay.
And he felt like they were like almost kind of like race traders to him,
Yeah, I was just about to call you that. So wait, what happened when you didn't move? Did he just move along?
He just fucking walked off.
Okay.
But so when you're in jail,
I would have moved quickly.
You would have?
And dusted the area off for the gentleman.
Yeah. Oh, right away. Oh,
Yeah.
did you want to sit here? I didn't know.
Yeah.
No problem. No
I
problem,
was just
sir.
keeping it warm
I
for you.
was like in there, and I was 5150 so I was like really out of my fucking mind.
What does that mean?
Wait. Can you 5150 in Florida means that
Danger to yourself.
you're
and
danger to
others.
yourself. It's
Gotcha.
there's the name of the law.
Oh, the
Baker Act.
Baker Act.
Yeah, Baker
Baker
Act.
Act.
Yeah, I've had a Baker Act with a couple friends.
Yeah.
No, I haven't, but their families. I've been a part of it.
Right.
So wait, what is like? I know what it's like to be really hungover and be in a bad place because maybe I had some coffee,
Uh-huh.
But what's meth feel like when you're coming down?
Just like you've been depressed before.
Yeah.
Like just multiply it like times
Really?
10, times 100, depending on how depressed you've ever been.
Suicidal?
Do
Do you always go?
I've been suicidal. Obviously, people know. Like a lot of people know that I hung myself one time. But
Did you really?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Mexico. Oh, you didn't?
No. What stopped
I knew
you?
that, obviously.
Nothing stopped me. My girlfriend found me. I was.
Did you know
fucking
she was
dead.
going to find you?
No, I was, and boy, a lot of different fucking stories going
Sure.
on at once
Yeah.
here, right? But I just, the meth. And I always end up talking about meth on.
Sure.
on the
No.
radio,
You
so-
look.
With
dude,
this-
I
I
was
don't
talking
mind
about.
it.
I was talking about being fat and drunk.
Yeah.
That's what comes out in my life.
Right.
But like, there's
Yeah.
certain.
And by the way, this story was more. The reason it even came up was because he's not on meth anymore, and that was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
proven. And the reason that he went to jail was not that.
He's methless.
But everyone
That's
believed
the
it.
term.
Everyone believed
Methless.
Everyone believed I was guilty. Well, not everyone, but just about everyone.
Just
and I
us.
didn't blame them because of my past.
Dude, it's like me. If I got into a car accident, everyone would be like, "Of course he was drunk."
How did you get here today?
Uber. I don't drive.
I was
dude.
just asking.
Uber's pretty good. That's good for you. It's Bert's responsible.
Good.
I've never. By the way, I talked to Dr. Drew about this today. Like I am the most responsible big drinker you'll ever find. I don't drink and drive. I don't do it around. I don't.
Do you
get
name
hammered
drop
on my
while you're
kids.
drunk?
Exactly. Exactly. Dr. Phil
By the
said
way-
the same
by the
thing
way,
to me
I
about
almost-
my chocolate binging.
I almost tried to do an name drop, not realizing I had already done it.
It seems like you're really good at harm reduction.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of, I feel like, relates back to what we were talking about with Jim earlier in the first break. That, like, when you're in jail for meth, even though you're not on meth anymore.
You're not mething at the time.
Right. I feel like there is somewhat of an equivalency to Jim being good in his relationship and still finding these consequences. Did you, at any point while you're in jail for not doing meth, be like, fuck it, why am I trying so hard?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Not even fucking for a second.
Really?
No. And I was facing like extradition. Like I thought I was going to be extradited on a slow fucking bus back to Pennsylvania. Like which
From
didn't
LA.
happen. Yeah, from LA.
They don't fly you?
Yeah, but I already kind of had it in my head. Like I'll be regardless. I'm going to be fine. Like whenever the lab results come back, eventually people will know I'm not fucking trafficking meth out of LAX. like the Customs and Border Patrol said.
Do they apologize for that?
No, fuck no. Not happening. And I honestly, like, I'm not even asking for it, really. Like, actually, I wouldn't mind it.
I'd be good for that, getting an
That's
apology.
fucking actually the least they could do.
Yeah, I mean,
At least the one guy, anyways. I just want
Was
the
he a
one
dick?
guy. Yeah, his name's Delgado.
they really, I mean, they fucked up your weekend, that's for sure. They cost you a gig.
Yeah, it cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, because then
That's
other
the
people
worst.
aren't going to book you, right?
Yeah.
How do they not pay it if they fuck you up and you didn't do anything wrong?
No, I mean, I guess I could try to sue him.
I don't know how that
would
works.
go.
I don't know. Plus, they can out litigate you forever.
And here's the thing: I have to go back and forth in and out of the country still, and I have once. And they fucked with me on the way back in. Took me and brought me in a room and
Since
checked
then?
all my shit. Yeah,
Oh,
and
my
I knew it was
God.
going to happen.
Yeah.
so I shoved everything up my ass.
That's the best way to travel.
Hey, do you travel with a vape pen?
Not anymore.
Right.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone travels with
Not
one.
anymore.
I don't. I think he's having a stroke.
But you, yeah, you have to like know
They're going to
Very
fuck with you.
mindful.
that
Yeah.
they're gonna fuck with you. Yeah, you just have to be like everything has to be on the up and the straight and narrow, which I guess is probably much easier for you now than a couple years ago or a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's also nice too. Like I was going through this morning, a very minor thing, where they randomly selected at a pre-check to have your electronics swiped, and it's nice to be the indignant twat and know that I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Like I was legitimately annoyed that they were taking so long to do it, and I'm like, if you're gonna pull people aside, have enough personnel to handle what you're doing, sir. I'm like. I was being a bit of a dick because they were taking too long.
How
It's
great
nice to
would it
not
have
have
been?
to worry.
I wish you'd gotten arrested because you were being a dick.
Hey, you know
I
what?
think of that. You gotta be careful. I don't want to get fired for getting arrested, But
Right.
I mean, I wasn't being that much of a dick. I was just being disagreeable.
It does like whenever I see like a drug test going on, I'm like always ready to go up and go. I'll take one.
I'll take one.
Yeah.
Right. Just because another positive
I'm
result.
a good boy.
I feel like when I drink on a plane, I don't mind talking to the flight attendants. Or when I don't drink on a plane. When I don't drink on a plane, which has happened maybe a handful of times, I love talking to the flight attendants and being like, hey, do you guys have cookies or whatever?
Why?
Because when I'm drunk, I don't say a word to anybody.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't want to sound drunk or like.
Oh, you're
know.
insecure about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I just don't speak. I don't
Right.
speak. And so when I'm
You mean
sober
those little brown cookie biscuit things?
on Delta,
Yes.
I fucking love those. They are
but-
so good.
So you'll sit there and be like, I'm sober, so I know I
love
can
talking.
I can
get-
responsibly
yeah.
talk.
Yeah, but if I don't, I drink. I don't speak at all.
You keep it down.
I don't speak at all. Like when they go, you want a drink? I just tap the cup. It's a Tony Woods move right there.
Right.
Tony Woods, like you talk entirely too much. Just tap
jingle
the cup.
jingle the empty
Yeah.
glass with the ice. Jingle
like
jingle
just
jingle.
eye contact. Yep. Yep. Okay. Don't speak.
Yeah. I'll always.
I got cut off on a plane with Patrice, and I was just talking a ton, and I had noise reduction headsets on. It's the only joke I ever wrote. The first joke I ever wrote that Patrice helped me write was we were flying to Scotland, and I got cut off, and the flight attendant was telling me I got cut off. She was like, "You're done," but I saw it happening, so I put my finger on her lips and I went, "Shh," and Patrice lost his shit. He was like, "The fuck?" and I didn't even know it was a joke. And so we're eating breakfast the next day. We're eating blood pudding with ketchup. Oh. Fucking one of my favorite things ever.
What's in blood pudding?
It's
Ugh.
blood. It's
that sounds
blood
terrible.
and oats. So they boil the blood
Disgusting.
down and then put
Awful.
oats in and then put it in the casing.
It's like a Pennsylvania Dutch.
It's yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
It's
Horrible.
exactly like that. It's so good.
Sounds
And
like a
so-
pocket pussy with a razor in it.
And so I said to Patrice, I go, "That's a joke, right?" And he goes, "No, because it's too fucked up."
And there's
He's
no way
like-
to bring that moment back. Sometimes it's just hard to get that moment back.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You should make it a cop, and you got to write a joke. You got to write a joke about it." So very quickly, I said, "David Tell, you know what cops hate? When you touch their faces."
I remember that.
Yeah, and so that was how I learned. That was my first joke I think I ever wrote, and but yeah, that happened on a plane because I was talking too much. I was just like, "Yeah, I'll take it. Can I get? What do you guys have? What do you guys have? Do you guys have champagne? Do you guys have like?" And she was just like, "This guy's fucking hammered."
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Because hammered people never think they're hammered, and they never want to be. The hammered guy never gets cut off and goes, responsible of you, thanks.
Yeah.
I do.
No, it's
I
about
do.
time I'd had enough.
I do. There are guys that don't do
You
that.
don't seem like a violent drunk at all.
No, if ever someone ever tells me on a plane you've had too much to drink, I go, you're right. And I shut up. I don't say a word.
You don't puke a lot from drinking?
I never puke.
I get so motion sick. I was the worst. Vomiting a lot.
No.
You also weren't fun while intoxicated.
Or sober.
That's true too.
I'm not fun.
Yeah, no, you're not a fun guy.
No. I'm a fucking diaper of blood pudding.
Are you a dry drunk?
At times, not always. At times.
I would always be a dry drunk.
What is a dry drunk?
It means like someone who, or you say it more better.
Please.
It's someone who.
You say it more better.
Well, no, but he's got recovery. I don't have any fucking recovery. I'm just hypothetically.
Oh.
I've never. No.
Well, what's a dry drunk? Somebody say it.
It's someone who has stopped drinking, but they haven't fixed the problems that made them drink.
Yeah, they haven't done any recovering as far as from the things that are fucked up with them.
Right.
So it's just a guy who needs to drink to feel good, who's not drinking, and he's just a cunt.
And just white knuckling it every fucking day, like on the bubble, ready to fucking drink.
Yeah, you're just miserable without the alcohol, but you fixed none of the things that caused you to drink.
That's
You're
exactly
just a
it.
bag of shit.
Some of these I would attribute to you.
There's tons of those. There's
I'm
fucking tons
kindling.
of those, though.
No, but I think
Actually-
I think that's a part of the population. Like you said something one time that I've been like dying. You were talking about not edging.
Yep.
And I was like, see, what's wrong with me is I'm not an alcoholic or a drug addict or a food addict, but I am someone like I remember the first time I heard about
Incidentally,
cutting.
you're almost all of those things.
Alcoholic, yeah.
I might be really
Food
close.
addict, yeah.
I'm
he is.
edging on all of them.
I mean, did you see the snack bag he brought?
Brought a snack bag and a fucking a giant thing of liquor.
It's called a handle, Jim. Grow up.
By the way, I'm gonna count myself to this payday.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Thank
Let me
you.
have a bite.
No, he's just sticking his tongue out.
Give Daddy a bite of the payday.
That's gross.
Hey, try that. Let's try that Abadabba.
What's
Here.
in it?
I'm sure it's like a. I'll
It
let
looks
you know.
awful. It looks like a taxi cab. It's fucking yellow and black checkered candy wrapper.
Okay, so you were saying you're an alcoholic and a food addict.
No. What I am is someone that like I heard edging and I went, I got to try that.
Sure.
Like when I remember hearing about cutting, like girls were cutting, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that'll fix some stuff in my head. I was like, it's got to work.
Did you ever
Right?
try it?
No, I never
It
tried
does.
it. For real?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Temporarily.
I never did it, but I mean, I know there's people in my life that I've had to deal with that with.
But you think it's an effective?
I think
It works at the time. It actually, it works for them. Else they wouldn't fucking do it.
For the
Right.
moment.
yeah. Why would someone? We wouldn't know about it if it didn't work.
Well, you might. I mean, sometimes it just feels good to be self-harm. It doesn't really help.
I dated a cutter.
Did you? I understand why.
Yeah,
It probably wasn't before you met.
No, she wasn't.
I mean, it doesn't obviously fix anything, but I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, for the temporary thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
guys,
in high
that
school.
taffy? Fucking taffy sucks.
Hold on,
How does it?
Fucking hard sugar.
it's not bad.
Fucking
No?
taffy
It's
blows.
peanut butter.
What are you drinking over there, Tito's?
Yeah.
Good for you.
If I ate that taffy, it'd be like I did a line of Coke.
Really?
Yeah.
How's-
That's
you're eating
'cause
it
I
wrong.
don't know sugar
Oh, that's
anymore.
right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Just whatever comes in the food I eat.
X-Pac doesn't eat sugar. I went to the movies with him. We went to see Get Out last time I was in LA.
Great movie.
It's
great
great.
movie.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we'll go to the movies again this
Maybe.
trip while I'm in
Sure.
LA. I like going to the movies with
Yeah.
my friends. But yeah, he didn't get any he got like a tea.
Oh,
And
water.
Yeah,
Fucking
just like
water.
as plain as humanly
You
possible.
eat, yeah, it's good. I eat usually clean. I've been bad for a little while. It's hard to stay.
I remember when you were at that party last year that you were having a hard time finding something to eat because you were eating kind of particular.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Oh, at Maria's party?
Yeah.
That's the party that Jim showed up to in his old man sneakers and
Right.
wondered why none of the girls wanted to talk to
I
him.
have old man sneakers. I really do.
Jim was not a hit at the celebrity party.
No, I
Do you
really
think?
was
Do you
not.
think about what you wear on stage?
Yeah, I don't look good.
So you think about what you wear on stage with disdain.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
That's why
I
I'm
bought some
shirtless.
cool shirts lately, though. I went to All Saints. That's a good store.
I've shopped at All Saints before.
Okay.
Hey, how much time do we have left? Because I want to make sure I time this buzz.
45?
Yeah, 45
Oh,
minutes. or
great,
so.
great. Another cocktail. All right.
Yeah. I have another one. You went to All Saints?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Some shirts. But I a couple of them were
That's where
too-
my leather jacket's from.
Ugh. but the one I look like a fucking lesbian art teacher. It's like a long smock-like flannel.
You look like a lesbian art teacher when you're nude. It's not the clothes.
I know, but see me in a fucking flannel.
Do you ever look at other comics? Like my guy's Chris D'Elia. I look at him in his outfits and I go, how do you find those clothes? How do you find those women? Like, how do you?
This is a good-looking guy.
He's a great-looking guy. I got off stage one time at the store, and he was standing by his car. I'm going to ballpark it at like $180,000. And he had a shirt and pants on that looked like they're from the future. And he had a girl that was hotter than any girl I've ever even spoken to. And then I'm sitting there shirtless in dad jeans going, what the fuck?
It's weird. You were both on 2 NBC sitcoms, right?
I wasn't on.
Oh, okay, well, he was. So maybe that might have helped him a little bit.
But like, I look at guys like that and I go, where does like, I would never have that fashion sense.
Yeah, but Bert, like the thing that separates you guys is not pants. You know what I mean?
Shirts, looks,
A little bit of that. Yeah,
hair,
some of that too.
You think?
Yeah, yeah. That's why, like, I wouldn't look at Chris D'Elia and be like, "Oh man, where can I get a T-shirt like that?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no, there's a lot."
You think if I dressed like him, I'd look ridiculous?
you'd look so stupid?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Because he would probably wear clothes that would flatter his body type.
Yeah.
And the clothes that would flatter his body type would really do the opposite on your body type. You know what I mean?
Like a longer shirt with like tapered pants.
Yeah, but like here's the problem: like you'd wear like a longer shirt, but then like a little belly would stick out.
Yeah, it wouldn't look
like,
good.
Skinny jeans.
There'd be clear definition. Yeah, and then like skinny jeans, they'd be like, "What are you doing?"
You
bro?"
look stupid.
I went to bed that
You think
night
so?
going like, I gotta get a new fashion stylist. Like,
Do you think that that's Bert's problem? He needs a new stylist.
No.
No.
what's my number one problem? And don't say drinking. What's my number one problem?
Okay, then I won't.
I mean, I don't.
Your denial of your number one problem.
Here's the thing, Bert. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have like the best body in the world, but I don't either. So it's not like I'm criticizing you, but this is the positive thing.
X-Pac, if you could pick one body to have, mine or Sam, you could leap into a body. Who would you pick?
I'm skinny fat X-Pac. Don't let it's not good.
Don't worry, he sees you. Like, are you afraid that he doesn't know what you look like?
Honest to
Are
God.
you, Sam, what are you defending yourself?
Well, I
Did you
just
really think he'd jump to you immediately?
No, actually, I could see because I would, because I could, I know I could, if I lived like I.
okay. So you,
He's looking at me like a fixer-upper.
You are, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
He's going, I know what I can do with this.
Yeah.
I see some
That's what I
shoulders.
fucking meant. I
Exactly.
just couldn't spit it out.
Yeah, you're a shitty VW van, but he knows he can do something to make you nice.
Sam, what body would you take first, me or Sam?
X-Pac. Oh, you or Sam? Ugh, that's not a good choice.
no,
I might, because you're a boisterous man.
it's just the body though. You don't get the boisterousness. You don't
Sam,
get the
who
nature.
do you pick, me or Jim?
Jim.
Really?
Yeah,
For
I'm
just a
closer.
body type?
Yeah, you get that body for the day. That's your body
Just for
to walk
the
around.
day?
Yeah, you get to walk around in it.
Oh, if it's just for one day?
Oh no! Don't pick mine like you're gonna trash it.
No, if it's just for one day,
I would
like
take Bert for a day.
yeah, the novelty of being Bert Kreischer for a day. Because here's the thing about
Yeah.
you, Bert. Like
You got juicy thighs for a man.
but you also when you take your shirt off or you wear a Speedo, you look comfortable. And that's not
Yeah, you
because of
do.
your body. That's
Yeah.
because of your mentality.
Way more than I would, that's for sure.
Way more than you should.
Yes.
For a living.
I know.
Yeah. Like that's actually a great point. X-Pac used to wear leotards every day.
Oh.
But you have so much confidence of your body
Yeah.
that that is something that people should look at and be like, oh man, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
You know, that's something for you to be proud of. Not the body itself, but the mentality behind it.
Yeah. Nice.
Right?
Nice. Do you think that it would fuck up if I got totally ripped?
Yeah, of course it would. That's not funny.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're right.
thinner.
'Cause It looked great. It was great for Jonah Hill, right? Nobody was like, yeah, I liked him when he was fat.
People always say like
Jonah
it when
Hill.
you're fat. It's so silly.
Jonah Hill lost weight.
Yeah, they put it back
And then he
on.
put it back on.
They
Because
lost
everybody
it again.
around him was like, yeah, he's better when he's fat.
Fuck, I saw Ron Funches the other day. I hadn't seen him in a couple of
Very
months.
thin.
and
He
I
looks
like,
great.
Fucking lost 150
Wait,
pounds.
Jonah Hill.
He was super skinny at one point.
Yeah, he was very skinny.
He was like
Yeah.
fat guy wearing pants at a weird height because he had to hide all his skin flaps in it.
Hold on.
What's wrong, buddy?
Did he have skin flaps?
The
in
guy
it?
from
I think
Nerdist.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill from
That's
Bad,
fucking
Super
Superbad.
Bad, and all
That's
that
Chris
shit.
Hardwick.
No, I'm thinking of Jonah Ray.
Who's Jonah Ray?
He's from fucking. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Jonah Hill. Yeah, Jonah Hill. Jonah Ray is an alternative comedian. I was like, wait, when did he get fat? Like, I know he's a little obese.
How do you lose 150 pounds? He's only 170.
I was doing the math in my head going, he got down to 20 pounds?
I don't know, John.
Jonah Hill. Yeah. Jonah Hill.
But
Jonah Hill's parents live down the street from me, a block away from me.
your mentality is what people should be envious of.
Sure.
Yeah,
you
me too.
can be comfortable in that thing like most people would want to hide their bodies in shame.
And you can change your body. You can't
change your-
fucking
it's
get that mentality. You can't fucking
More difficult to
it.
change your mindset
Yes.
than your body.
I'd be obnoxious if I was ripped.
I don't think it would last.
Get you on some fucking
Thanks, Sam.
steroids.
What, the obnoxious
How
or
old
being
are you
ripped?
now?
Being ripped.
How old do you know, Bert?
I'm 31.
Okay, so you're about like,
31, yeah.
so you're about ready
Hold
for
on,
some
how'd you-
testosterone and growth hormone.
I think so.
I'm 30. I'm
30.
in my mid 40s.
Perfect age.
You don't even want to say mid too late.
I'm 44 years old.
Are you mixing anything with that?
Yeah.
Just ice.
Air.
What is that?
He's
Breaths.
literally. Bert is pouring full solo cups of vodka and a
Could you
splash of club soda.
could you drink that whole vodka thing in a day?
the handle?
Yeah. If I needed to, yeah.
Sure.
Why would you?
I mean, like, I'm saying, like, if it's a challenge, sure,
Right,
I'm
that's-
sure I could. But
I knew the word challenge was about to pop
the
up.
question is, would I? Probably not.
Do you
no.
get hangovers?
I do. Sometimes I do. On the road, I do. Like, Australia was pretty rough, only because my sleep schedule never caught up. So it was like fly, perform.
I hate those days.
I don't like those days at all. So I
No,
had
I
a
like
little-
perform, relax, sleep in, have an off day.
Love that. But that wasn't Australia. But for the most part, if I need to do stuff, I get up and work. But if you gave me my druthers, I'd probably end up in a bed all day.
I hate druthers.
I knew you were going to say that.
The worst.
The worst expression.
Give me my druthers.
What does that even mean?
No.
It's
So
it's when
Who
you-
are these people taking druthers?
What are the druthers?
Hey, what did you think about? Have you seen that Seinfeld's Netflix special?
I certainly haven't.
How
Any
dare
more
you
than
for
he's
bringing
watched
that up.
mine.
I watched the beginning of it. I really
Sounds
liked
good.
it.
I'm sure it's funny.
Someone told me to watch Comedian with Orny Adams in it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
They said you got to watch it again.
You've never seen it?
I have, but I don't remember it really.
It's so good.
I haven't seen it in years. I was at the premiere, and afterwards, Orny goes, "Don't hate me." Like,
Yeah.
I've always liked Orny.
I've always liked
He's
Orny.
a funny comic. Too.
I
Orny
think it
tried to-
fucked up
Orny
his whole
tried-
career.
Orny
did.
tried to fuck my wife.
It hurt him. I like him more now.
Did you
I mean,
tried to
that's
fuck
terrible.
Bert's wife?
No.
Were you together or no?
No, before I
Oh,
met
right.
her, she said, I only know one other comedian. I went on a date with him with a bunch of people. It was Orny Adams. And I went, oh, are you serious? By the way, I love Orny. I know Orny. But this was 2002-ish,
Mhm.
maybe. So it was right after Comedian. And I was like, she was like, he's one of the biggest comics performing. And I was like, we all are. But yeah,
that
Orny's-
documentary completely fucked up his life.
I don't know if
His,
Yeah,
his,
it
his
messed up his
professional
career.
life.
Yes, it did.
yeah, that was kind of irresponsible from Jerry's.
I don't know. I think he just let him speak for himself.
Yeah, I think he was portrayed
Yeah, but you
accurately
didn't-
at the
you didn't-
time.
Yeah, but you didn't have to put all that in.
Well, why not? If it's there, it's a good documentary.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't think Jerry feels guilty about it at all.
I don't think
Yeah.
Jerry does at all.
No,
don't
I
think
don't
Jerry
think-
gave a fuck about Orny.
No, I don't think he does.
I don't think Jerry gives a fuck about any of us.
No, I
No,
don't
he
think he
doesn't.
does.
Yeah, no.
I think he cares about me a little bit.
Really?
No,
I
he
think
doesn't know
so.
you're alive.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh.
If he was in the room, he wouldn't know you were alive.
You don't think so?
No,
Oh.
not at all.
That's too
He
bad.
hardly knows I'm alive, and I've been chatting with him on and off for years.
You're in the movie.
Briefly. So I'm not in the movie.
Well, briefly. Your voice is.
For a half a second.
Yeah.
I got paid on it, though.
That's what's up.
Uh-huh.
It's all about at the end of the day, getting that paper.
Yeah.
Way to
Getting
go,
them
way to go,
checks.
11-year-old on Instagram. That's what's up.
That's
it's all about
what's
getting
up.
that paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you listen to Little Pump?
What's Little Pump?
I'm sure you know what the fuck it is.
Why are you getting so
I don't know what
hot-headed?
Little Pump is.
He's a rapper. It just says stuff like, that's what's up. It's about getting that paper.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, is he a rapper like 10 years ago when people were still saying
Today. He's
Oh.
a 15-year-old kid.
that? And he's probably not saying that's what's up, get that paper, because,
Yeah. I say cash money a lot.
oh, that's so cool. Are you
Yeah.
Romer Valderrama?
Cash money.
That's cool, man.
Back
how
that
I
ass
say
up.
it. Hmm?
Back that ass
That's
up.
cool, too.
Yeah.
I tell girls I'm going to get jiggy with them.
You do?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
You like that, X-Pac? Have you ever tried that on a girl?
No, but I fucking said it in an in-ring promo one time on live TV because it was fucking written for me. It was
What
written
year
for
was
me.
it?
Vince Russo wrote it for me.
Wait, stop and just do the promo. Can we hear the
No,
promo?
I can't even remember. I just remember fucking saying that part. And
What part
it
did you say?
Fucking fell so flat. I fucking shoehorned getting jiggy with it into this fucking promo.
Were you embarrassed when you had to do it?
Yes.
Were you
Well,
like,
I fucking just went, well, it doesn't seem like something I would say, but okay, I'm going to go with it. And, oh, fuck, I wish I
I
had.
want to shoehorn getting jiggy with it in my next promo for Chicago Improv.
so the minute that at what point did you realize what a terrible idea it was? The minute
As soon as I came out of my mouth and the people were like,
it didn't get a good reaction.
No.
Joe, this is X-Pac.
I'm seeing if I can find it.
no, you won't be, but everything we would say back then would get a reaction.
Give me an impression of the promo.
So that was like the DX days.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Give me an
about-
impression of
Yeah, what
the-
was the jiggy line?
It was just like, I can't even fucking remember it now, but it was just like, just your basic, I was calling somebody out.
Give
you know?
me just as you best
Oh, you want
can.
me to fucking do it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
the best you
guys
can.
are so bad at that.
Yeah.
You're going to make me do this.
Like,
Okay.
hey, you want to get out here?
All right, D'Lo Brown. No, I probably fucking even said it like this. I was so bad at these back then.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably said, let me tell you something. I probably started off at, let me
Is
tell
that,
you
is that considered a bad way to do it? wrestling?
Yeah, because
let me
that's
tell
the
you something.
That's the stereotypical 80s wrestling promo.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, D'Lo Brown. Fucking blah 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 blah. If you don't like that or something, we're gonna get jiggy with it right here. And fucking, it was some fucking, and the people were like, "Huh." So I had to go, and then we got 2 words for you to get them back, and then
Suck
I go,
it.
suck it.
Because that's like the
Thank
moment
God.
where like the fans are going to be like, oh, I like all the other DX guys, but X-Pac's kind of a dork. He
Tonight,
said
yeah.
getting jiggy
Did he
with
buy
it.
the Millennium album?
Yeah, what? Like X-Pac, it's like, I thought he was like a rock dude. Like, the,
Yeah, it was
rock songs
so
play with.
fucking awful.
That was a
Getting
bad one.
jiggy with it.
Yeah.
And it really, I'm sure, doesn't age well. I'm going to say, if anybody out there, tweet Jim and Sam Show
Somebody
if you can find
has
that
it.
promo.
Yeah.
Please
I mean, the
incorporate me in
WWE
that.
Network is a thing now.
They probably have it there somewhere.
They must.
You
You
can
don't
probably search
understand the searches I'm going to be going through for.
Do you want to see it? Getting jiggy?
I'm gonna send it to you, X-Pac. Like I
don't watch any of that.
I
shit.
just want to see
I watch
it.
my matches, but not my promos.
My buddy Croy, I'd been dating my wife for a little while, a little too long, and then he came over.
What do you
and
mean
wanted-
too long?
Like meaning like I'd been around her too much, so she had started to seep into my life to a point where my friends didn't recognize me anymore, and so
Weird.
my buddy Croy comes over and he goes, "Let's go for a hike," and he had just been bitching and bitching and bitching, and then I snapped back at him, and I was sitting on my bed, crisscross applesauce, and I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry I've been stinky with you."
Oh my god! I had a pussy say that to me once.
And he literally froze and he goes, "Whoa."
That's awful.
I'm sorry I've been stinky with you. And he was like, "Whoa. Hold on. Did you just use Leanne talk on me?" And I was like, "Huh?" He's like,
What? No, I didn't say that.
You
What?
can't ever
No.
say
No.
stinky.
Stinky. I'm sorry for being stinky with you.
So I'm being stinky.
Let me
with
tell you something, D'Lo Brown. You keep being
Yeah.
stinky with me,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to get jiggy with
Don't you
it.
get stinky with me.
So let me tell you something. It's a really bad way to start.
That's just the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like stereotypical, like kid who wants to be a wrestler
Yeah.
starting a promo.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, D'Lo Brown.
And when you're doing it, you got to go like this with your hands. Too.
Oh yeah, you're rubbing your hands together.
I'm making a promo for Chicago that is just all those.
Let me tell you
Let me
something,
tell you something,
Chicago.
If you want to get stinky with the B-Man, then let's get jiggy with it.
Sorry for being stinky every now and
Yeah.
then, but if you're ready to get jiggy with it,
And then I would say, your ass is grass, and I'm gonna smoke it.
yeah, that was.
And then somebody goes, "You smoke ass?" Well, don't fucking kill my clever fucking catchphrase.
Yeah, that's what X-Pac would say, because
Ruin
it'd be
my
like
t-shirt.
most of the kids would be like, "Oh, that's cool because it's a weed reference, and weed references are cool." But then there'd always be that one asshole like,
Smoke ass.
"Does
It's a
X-Pac
fucking metaphor,
does
asshole.
X-Pac smoke ass?" Did people really say that to you?
Yeah,
You need a good opening line. That's not a good one.
that was my closing line.
No. The
Oh.
let me tell you something.
Wait, well, how do you know? What do you know about cutting wrestling promos?
I did them in high school.
You did?
Jimmy, I wouldn't mind to hear a
They're
couple.
very
too.
good. Well, I wanted to listen up. I would say, "Take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth."
Were you a dentist?
What?
Is that a bad start?
Isaac Yankum.
Yeah, that's a terrible start.
Why? Because everybody they have to listen up.
Well, I get it. It's like stop listening, stop talking because the cotton ball's in your mouth, and start listening because they're not in your
absolutely.
ear.
Try it with the. Let me tell you something first.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. This match is going to be boss.
See, it was a little bit better with the. Let me tell you something.
And especially with the rubbing the hands
Yeah.
together. And
I liked it.
This
Yeah.
match is going to be
Felt it.
boss.
Yeah, let me tell you something. When my opponent and I begin to get into the ring, I'm going to smite him.
My opponent and I begin to get in the ring.
Bert, would you watch Jim if you were a wrestler?
100%. By the way, our baseball coach made us shirts that said 50% hard work, 90% sweat. And my buddy Dean K goes 10% retard.
I don't get it. I get it.
It's 140%.
I get it. I was just kidding. You're serious too, right?
He really did that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
That's some dumb math.
that's right.
I don't mean to be a stinker.
It's like, I got it. Not to bring him up one more time, but do you remember Patrice's one when he was the football captain of the team?
I do. He told me that story in seriousness. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember? You tell it. It was Halloween.
Oh yeah, I
night.
know it was. He was
Halloween.
trying to hype him up. He goes, "It's Halloween, y'all. We're gonna give them a trick, and they're gonna give us a treat."
Everyone went, huh?
Oof. We were talking about
Douche chills.
moments of abject humiliation that go beyond embarrassment, like moments where you're naked and like, oh, that's who I am.
I mean, that's
What was
like,
yours? What was yours? You were in.
I told the story on the.
Ha, ha. Oh,
I
what
was
yours?
a guy walked by, and he was singing some song he was singing, and the tone was ba 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 ba, like that was the beat of what he was
Yeah.
singing. It was dead silent in the class, and what I wanted to say was, "Shut the fuck up" in the same term, and it would have destroyed. That would have murdered a junior in high school. A junior in high school that would have murdered.
you would have been the funniest kid in class.
But I didn't. I went, "Shut up." And I extended the "shut up," and it got a -2.
yeah, fart in church.
It got. I mean, shut. I had to make up for that lost syllable.
That's the.
What was the deal? You were afraid to say fuck?
Exactly it. But as a junior in high school, that would have
Yeah,
slaughtered.
it would have. It would have been worth it, right?
Yeah.
That's the same. I mean, it's the same mentality of the story that I told you when the pretty girl's friend came over and said, "Hey, Sam, would you ever want to go out with whatever her name was?" And I was there with my friends, and like, that's okay. Your butt was embarrassed for me because it was 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I had never been on a date before, so I was scared of girls.
Yeah.
But I was with my friends, so I didn't know how to handle the situation. And I thought my friends would think I was cool if I, like, blew her off, even though my friends were like, what? And so I just looked at this girl who was like, hey, my friend wants to date you. And I went, oh, boy, I'm screwed. What? And they were like, that's exactly right.
Oh boy, I'm screwed.
They were like, what? I don't even get that.
Did you get a laugh from your friends?
No, my friends behind me were equally confused. It was like in front of me was the girl's friend who didn't understand why I was saying that. Behind me were my friends.
Oh, so you're like Danny Zuko.
Who also didn't understand it at all.
Yes, in his real life.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there, like I knew as soon as it came out of my mouth, like, why did I say that?
Oh.
That's terrible.
This
Oh
was-
boy, I'm screwed.
Oh boy, I'm
Oh
screwed.
boy, I'm screwed.
Oh.
And everyone's like, ah.
like, what
No,
are you?
you're not.
Doesn't even mean anything.
No,
No,
it's
you're
not.
not.
You're not
You're
screwed.
not at all. Just bad. Have you had more of the? I mean,
My douche chills are different.
yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
They're just really awkward. They're not like globally like that. They're just interactions where like I saw Tom Cruise one time at the premiere for Magnolia just come
Love
out.
that movie.
Remember his hair is beautiful.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I see
Frank
him
T.J. Mackey.
in the pussy or
He
whatever.
says, respect the cock
Yeah.
and tame the cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we watched the premiere. I'm with a bunch of ICM assistants. I'm telling them a story, and I watch their eyes light up. And I'm like, oh, this isn't that good of a story. Can't believe they're that engaged.
No.
And I turn around, I bump into Tom Cruise, and his hair's the same.
Yeah.
And I see that I'm face to face with Tom Cruise, and I just go, you have beautiful hair. And he was like, and just walked away.
Wow.
By the way, I've had a number of those. Like a number of those where I didn't say the right fucking thing.
He did have amazing hair. It was when he had like the top ponytail and then it was long coming down.
Dude.
But still, it's a man doesn't want to hear you say you have beautiful hair.
Giada De Laurentiis from Food Network. Giada, she's like
Don't know that.
the beautiful. She's got a Food Network show for like 15 years. She's the staple of the network,
Sure.
right? I'm at the LAX airport. We're in the Admirals Club in the first class
Ooh la
lounge.
la.
Wow.
Oh.
Excuse
Va va
me.
voom.
I didn't realize we were in the presence of royalty.
Ooh, apparently we've got a first-class traveler.
Oh, to some of us, money is no object.
Concierge key.
Concierge Key, the network. I'm doing Letterman the next day with the Stengels. Stengels got me hooked up. I'm doing Letterman.
Don't mention their name on this channel.
That's
anyway.
right. They cause problems.
So our flight gets delayed. And
weather?
I'm flying in.
This guy who gets sidetracked for no reason.
Was it weather though?
Weather.
Was it weather?
Happened to me once at LaGuardia, then I have no story for it. It's fucking raining. I'm like, for Pete's sake.
He's forgotten what he's talking about because you're talking about rain at LaGuardia.
Yeah, I've trampled the flow of a story with a non-issue. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I'm like asking me to take off. They're like, I don't know if it tapers off, maybe. Crazy. I missed the gig.
Did you ever get out of there? Or?
I did. Later than planned.
I see.
What were you saying?
Later than planned. Bird, as you were.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were saying?
Yeah.
There's
So what happened? You're on The Price is Right. You stole the hat from the mountain climber. Go.
The mountain climber on Price.
Yodeling. The yodeling fucking mountain
That's
climber.
how it looks like. It's awful. Yeah. Leo, 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 Leo.
Really is what Bert's hat looks like.
It's terrible.
Some wooden shoes with that.
Yeah. You were saying, Bert?
Yeah.
I'm in the first class lounge.
Oh,
Yeah.
my, oh, my.
Mr. Big Shot.
Oh, somebody's bragging.
Hey, the flight's delayed because of weather.
Okay, so the flight's delayed because of weather.
And so we're in line. We're in line to get our flight rebooked. And I realized Giada's behind me. I know who she is. We both work at Scripps at the time. So, and I've seen all her upfront videos. She's seen mine in my head. And I'm hammered.
That's hard to believe.
Exactly.
And so I get up, like there's two people in front of us, and I see she's behind me, and I'm planning it out. You know, I don't know if you've ever been there, but you're drunk.
First class lounge? Can't say I have.
I have. I live in it.
Your drunk, your drunk sentence doesn't come out of your drunk mouth the way you want it to. So what I want to say is, hey, I'm Bert. I work at Scripps also. We both work at the same company.
Sure.
I have a show called Bert the Conqueror. And then I want her to say, oh, yeah, I've seen your upfronts. I've seen your videos. They're really funny.
Sure.
I'm super excited for your show.
Because you're peers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in my head.
Right.
Couple
But
of
I'm
equals.
hammered.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
hammered.
Right.
I've been drinking for a 6-hour flight, and it's now been canceled, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So I see
Weather.
Giada.
Was it weather?
It was weather.
Yeah, that'll happen. You're winning. Gotta be careful. They de-ice.
Did you ever make it?
I have a friend who's got a great story about that.
Yeah, well, I was in Chicago one time, and they bring out the de-icers, and I'm like, by the time we get on the runway, it's gonna be icy again, and they assured us it wouldn't be.
Was it?
No, they had assured us it wouldn't be.
That's amazing.
They assured us it wouldn't be. No, of
It's
course
an
not.
awful. That's an awful ending to any story. They assured us it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking B with a bunch of O's. All right, so what happened? You're in the lounge and you're a little drunk.
Yeah,
and-
what happened?
I don't even want to tell
No, well, we're invested now.
And jihada is occurring in front of you? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Oh.
So the flight's been delayed due to a de-icing issue.
Yes.
No, it wasn't de-icing.
It was the weather.
No, I don't even think it was just a bad plane. I don't even fucking know now.
So
She said,
jihada?
Bert, I assure you,
Yes.
you've always been in the first class lounge.
So I want to say these things to her, but all I do is I turn around to her. She's a lot smaller than me, and I just go, "Hey, I'm the conqueror."
No.
And she gets creeped out and gets out of line. She leaves the line. So I go, it didn't go well. So a year later,
I'm the conqueror.
I'm the conqueror. So,
Do you think
she literally, I'll tell you what she did. She left and she went to she has a house, I think, in Malibu or Del Mar. And she left and went there. She didn't come back. I didn't see her on the plane.
I would imagine she was not familiar with your television show.
So a year later, I'm in LA up front, and there's a guy named David
Simon?
Bromhart or something.
Bromfart, don't get me started. What his high school days must have been like.
David Bromfart.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even, when he said Bromfart, I didn't even consider that until you pointed that
Up
out.
in high school, they
think
really
that's
gave
his
him a
name.
razzing.
You think so?
We used to razz this kid, Tommy.
Why?
Parents died of cancer.
That's really cruel, man. You shouldn't do stuff like that. It's really awful.
I got way too high.
Terrible. Are you on drugs and alcohol?
Yeah.
So, year later,
David Bromstat is it?
You don't think it's Bromfarts?
David Bromstat says to me at Upfronts, he's at HGTV, he's like, "Yo, Giada's here. I'm a big fan of hers. I gotta meet her. He's like freaking out. I think he's gay, but Bobby
wrong?
Flay's there. Bobby Flay's like, "Have you met Giada?" I said, "I met her one time." And he goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't remember." And he's like, "Where did you guys meet?" And I go, "It's a long story." So all of a sudden, Giada walks up. It's me, Bobby Flay, David Bromstat. And David Bromstat fawns on her. He's like, "Oh, Giada, I'm such a fan. I've been a fan since day one. I love your grandfather." All that. She's a big film family trilogy. Like everyone in her family's in film. She's been on Food Network forever. And he just fawns on her. And he says, "Do you know Bobby?" And she goes, "Yeah, I know Bobby." And he goes, "Have you met Bert?" And Giada looks at me and goes, "You mean the Conqueror?"
She remembered?
She remembered it.
Yeah, when a drunk guy spits all over your face. The Conqueror.
I'm
and
the
Bobby
Conqueror.
Flay fucking lost his shit. He was like,
He loved it?
Bobby Flay's a cool dude.
I had a similar experience once
Oh, really?
with Mario with Battaglia. Is that his name?
Yeah, Mario Batali.
This is not real.
Mario
Is it?
Battaglia.
This is a real story, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can't wait to hear it.
It's true.
You had so you were.
I
What
saw
happened?
him at an event.
What event was it?
It was some food event.
Oh.
And I said, Mario, I've never eaten in your restaurant, but I've been told that they are to die for.
Oh.
It's the whole story.
That doesn't relate to Bert's story at all.
It's about seeing a fucking chef somewhere.
That's not what Bert's story was about. That wasn't
Sure
the.
is.
That wasn't the meat of the story at all.
Sure it is.
You're way off,
I'm
man.
not.
That wasn't good.
Wait, do you have another story that's maybe similar that could be closer?
What, with another chef?
No, it doesn't have to be a. The point. It doesn't revolve around chefs. Like it doesn't have to be a chef.
I'll take a chef story.
How could it be similar?
Which is, I mean, it's Bert humiliating himself. Like that related to the Tom Cruise
Oh.
story, not
I feel like we're getting the Cliff Notes version of these stories.
of
We
Jim's
are.
stories.
Yeah.
I hate to think what other details could be in there because they're painfully boring.
Yeah. You don't think that was a good Mario Battaglia story?
I don't think so at all.
That your restaurants are to die for?
I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What did he say?
I've heard to get into, what's it called, Babo?
Boo boo.
Bobo.
It's Bobo.
Is it Bobo?
I don't know.
Bobo.
Yeah,
It's Bobo. They
Bobo,
all dressed
yeah.
as clowns.
They're all dressed as Daniel Carlin.
Yeah. I said to him once, this is true. I said, I saw your place over there in the village. And he goes, "Oh." And I said, it's funny, I saw James Spader was standing next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, he likes to eat there.
Look, this is
That's the whole story.
No, I got it. We should take a break.
I feel like that's true.
It's not. Why would you think that's true?
Because I feel like that's a true story.
It is a true story.
Okay, well then you
I know the name of that rest. Is it Poe?
Nope.
Never mind. I don't believe it.
we should take a break.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah,
wrap.
sure.
Oh my God, it's 12:24.
Yeah,
We're gonna wrap up?
Why would you read the name, the time that's actually on the clock?
How much time do we have left?
Oh yeah,
Another
cut that
cocktail,
out.
Sam. Sam, another cocktail.
Cut that part out,
That's-
Travis.
I mean, it
Cut that
doesn't-
out.
It doesn't even the part after the thing doesn't even the minutes part doesn't even match up with the airing.
It is 12:24.
Why would you say that again?
That's what time it is.
No, stop saying that.
Oh, sorry. It's a few minutes before the hour. Wah, wah.
That's better. That's a little better.
How much time do we have left?
We're gonna wrap the show up. We got
Like 20,
no, not quite that long.
30.
Mm.
That's higher.
30 is more than 20.
I feel like I'm Ron Burgundy.
No, we've got about I don't know. Yeah, just right around 20, a little less than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
One more cocktail.
You can have another cocktail. We got room for another cocktail with Bert
Yeah.
Kreischer.
Another snack,
puff.
maybe?
Maybe we'll have some snacks. Xbox gonna have another puff. Why not?
I got
right?
way too high on that last
Did
round.
you?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing it. I was in there taking a piss.
Yeah, I was
still.
smoking this. But this thing sucks.
What thing?
This,
Oh, is that one of
Flavor
those little
RX?
disposable ones?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
got
like
it for
those.
planes.
I need the extra.
But I can't
battery.
travel with them because I get paranoid.
Is all that stuff legal here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Sam,
it is. It's
hit it.
incredible.
See Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's what I've been waiting because I didn't want to break the law. That's why. That's.
Let's go to break because we've got another break to do.
Oh, thank you, Bert. I had forgotten.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
Do you have anything to plug, Bert?
No.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. Xbox, do you have anything to plug, or are you just hanging?
On my show.
Yeah, oh, that's true. You can get a
Yeah.
Xbox 12360
Oh, nice.
on. It's a podcast. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on YouTube. It's part of the AfterBuzz Network.
Yeah.
But you search Xbox 12360. It's a really great podcast that he does every
Sam.
single week. Yeah, yeah.
you.
I'm a fan. And Jim,
I don't have anything to plug. No one gives a fuck.
what are you talking about? You're currently on tour.
Oh boy, yeah, it's cool. Rush out, get them. Get those
You can go to-
tickets.
you can go to jimnorton.com for
It's a very
Jim Norton
solid
tickets.
set. I'm very happy with the material, so I hope
Well,
you
that's
come out.
Are you really?
It sounds like the only thing you're happy about in your life right now. You won't even plug your dates.
I'm happy with 35 minutes of my set.
Yeah, I mean,
The
I go
rest
through
I'm
my
like-
time.
I actually do have shit to plug. I just can't fucking remember.
Can't remember
So,
right now. Okay. All right. So just so everybody knows, X-Pac is busy.
Yeah.
But you just have to follow him on Twitter
Yeah,
to find out
follow me
about
on
that.
Twitter at the real Xbox.
There it is. And
And we'll be back. Is that what you were going to say?
yeah. But you took care of it. Well, welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. We're in Los Angeles. Bert Kreischer's here.
Yes.
X-Pac's here. Jim, I feel like in about 3 hours we've not done much to better your mental state.
No, but I mean,
No.
I did have a lot of laughs.
That's good.
I had a lot of laughs.
But still, I mean, you still seem like
I'm also very tired. I've only slept a couple hours in the last few days, and I'm just I'm wiped out, man.
why ain't you sleeping?
I've been depressed.
Oh.
Who cares?
Oh, I do.
I sleep. When I'm depressed, I sleep a lot.
My eyes stay open, and I think about the problem, and I run into my head, and I fall asleep, and I wake up thinking about I can't stay
Really?
asleep.
That's what people say about depression. Either you sleep a ton or you sleep not at all.
Yeah.
I'm like Rip Van Winkle. I landed in Tokyo depressed because I
Rip
was
Van
missing
Winkle
my
never
family.
did that.
What? Wait, what did he
Never
say?
landed in Tokyo.
I stopped doing that nearly as much after I started seeing a hypnotherapist.
Hypnotherapy worked for you?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
What did they hypnotize you
This is
into?
she.
What did she
Yeah, she's
hypnotize?
Kevin and Undergaro Maria Menounos therapist.
Hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
Wait,
What
for real?
They have a hypnotherapist?
Yeah.
What did she hypnotize you into? Like,
they just she. It's more of a guided meditation, but you're put in a trance. And
Did it
then-
work?
I'm
it's
signing
amazing.
up.
Yeah, it's
Kevin and
actually-
Beans. I'm going to book her on my podcast right now and get her to hypnotize me for flying.
Yeah.
but what?
It's amazing. I'm not bullshitting you. 100%. It's fucking overnight. I was.
You doing Kevin and Bean tomorrow?
No, maybe Thursday. I'm not sure.
Will you please? Oh, I need them earlier than that.
You know, wait, does she know those guys?
Yeah.
Kevin and Bean?
I wouldn't mind
Kevin
getting a
and Maria.
hypnotherapist.
Oh,
Maybe-
Yeah, what are you
I'm
talking about,
sorry.
Kevin and Bean?
I thought I'm drunk.
No, he means
Oh,
Marina, Kevin and Maria.
Menounos.
You
Yeah.
got her number right.
Oh yeah.
Maria's? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got double M's.
Yeah, it's Xbox hypnotherapist, though.
Yeah.
He's right there next to you.
It's theirs.
Oh, you have her number?
Yeah.
He went to her. That's what the
Yeah.
story's
I
about.
thought you did it on the
Are
show.
you drunk?
Yeah, a little bit. It's fucking 2 in the fucking morning on a
it's
Sunday night.
12:36.
Stop
Is it
talking
really
about what
2:36?
time it is. It's not. It's like 9 something.
Yeah.
I started my
In
day
AM.
at 10 a.m. watching the fucking Bucks game.
It's
How'd
like
the
9.
Cowboys do?
I was watching Bucks. They got failed
How'd our
horribly.
boys do?
It's like 9:45 in the morning on Monday.
Is it really that early? I'm so drunk for that early
You're
in the morning.
you're so drunk right
I
now.
can't believe I started smoking weed at 8:30 in the morning.
Wait, no, because it's West
Wake and
Coast.
bake.
Oh my God, it's 5:30 in the morning?
7:45, 6:45 right now, I guess.
I got a call, and you were like, listen, Bert, you need to carry the show.
Oh shit, it's 10:45. So it's.
Can you
it
please
is,
come
yeah.
out there in the middle of the night? And I was like, oh, fine, I'll do it.
Is that what
Hey,
happened?
can I really get that lady's number?
Yes.
I need
I
hypnotherapy
promise you.
this week.
You just said you like the movie Get Out, right?
I loved it.
So doesn't that freak you out about hypnotherapy?
You know what? Fuck that. Don't give me her number.
Yeah, all of a sudden she's gonna be jingling in a cup.
That was a great movie.
It's great, but it's about a dangerous hypnotherapist.
Yeah, that just went such a different direction than I thought it was going at the end.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
You don't think your hypnotherapist tinkered around in your brain?
She might have.
Maybe.
I think she did some good, though. I don't care.
That's okay. All right. So as long as some good was done,
Yeah.
It's okay.
I actually love myself now.
Do you really?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Like, I
That's
actually
how-
kind of have done a good job forgiving myself.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because you've had a hell of a
I
life.
fucking hated myself
For how long?
forever.
Wow.
For fucking a lot of my adult life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
Anyway,
now you got to
I
appreciate
feel
that
great.
even more.
yeah.
How often do you get depressed, Bert?
Every now and then.
What does that mean? That's the most non-answer I've ever heard.
Yeah,
I
that
think-
really was. Welcome
it's-
to Vagary Island. The island captain's here.
Oh, look who's done texting.
You got you on that one.
Oh, he's right.
I
Yeah.
get depressed, but not like overwhelmingly, but just like I see old people sometimes, or I see like a lady walking down the street with a cane, and I go, what's the point?
Exactly.
Like, it's-
Just kill him.
That's where.
Futility.
Why are we keeping these old bags alive?
I see the futility in life sometimes. Like, I don't know if you, that's this, okay. Want to play a game called Honesty?
Yeah,
Let's play a
yeah.
game
Tell
called
me.
Honesty.
Tell me.
Do you ever feel like, Jim,
Yes, it's all the time.
I'm going to regret this.
Yeah.
But like, you ever look at like, once you have a little slice of success, it's almost like a near-death experience where you go, shit, what the fuck was I thinking I was doing? Like, what did I think I was doing 6 months ago? I had no career. Like, and then you go, wait, I got a little bit of a career. I was hopeless back then. And then you see like someone and you just go like, the fuck, like, oh, what's the fucking point of this business? Like, it's a little bit, do you know what I'm saying?
Now, here's how I think. I look at 10 years ago, and I go, wow, you didn't realize that was a zenith, did you?
Well, yeah, I think that Bert,
but
in order for your theory to be accurate, at some
My
point,
theory's accurate, by the way.
what,
like,
what are
it's-
you getting
it's-
hot for?
No, it's
Can't
a
help
life
it.
experience.
This is
But
close.
like take a look at Jim.
But in order for it to be accurate,
Do you ever think to yourself?
Jim would have to have been thinking to himself at some point.
He did.
My career is going well.
He did when you were a young comic and you were touring with Florentine
Oh.
and Voss and
And
you were
Bobby
having
Lee, yeah.
fun.
You thought your career was going well at that point?
No, I'm not sure what you're saying. I mean, for me, it was, though, yeah, because I was actually a working. When I started making money and doing $25 a show, I was a working comedian.
And you were
it
like,
was
That's
enough.
a big deal for us.
It was everything.
When I was working the door at the Boston Comedy Club, I made $25 a night, and I got to get on stage at the end of the night, and I was like, "This is the fucking zenith."
Getting paid for doing stand-up was incredible when it started happening. It was
That's what's up.
incredible.
Get that money.
I said paper.
Way to go, little thug.
Yeah.
But and then, do you ever look at your life and go, and then now where you are today, or where like the first time it blew up when your book exploded, and you were like, shit. What I thought was success was, I guess ultimately that was failure. Now where I'm at, it's like a near-death experience. It's like where you going like you ever see that movie with Jeff Bridges where he gets in the plane wrack?
It's called Fearless.
Yeah, and
Rosie Perez.
and he just starts living his life.
Bubbles! Bubbles!
Yeah, and he starts eating strawberries, and then
Yeah.
and he looks at everyone like, "What the fuck are you doing in your life?" And then one day he just goes, "Oh, that's right. I need this fear to live a life."
Yeah, and he's I'm going to eat some strawberries. Such a fucking weirdo, Jeff Bridges. And his
I love
dumb
that
wife.
you know this movie. I'm trying to say this to my wife.
I love this movie. Benicio del Toro. How much for one dead kid?
Rosie Perez. They
Yeah.
put the fucking
Yeah, Bob will hold the toolbox.
hold the toolbox.
So do you know what Bert's saying?
No.
Me neither.
No, I do.
He's
He's
talking
saying
pure nonsense.
He's saying basically that his success is now. He can't believe he misinterpreted those other things as successes.
Like Travel Channel. Pointless.
And I'm
Pointless in
saying
my
just
life.
the opposite.
Really?
That I didn't realize how well I was doing then.
Right, because you look at those days like, oh yeah, that would have been nice to have now.
Yep. You hear that song, Those Are the Days, My Friends, We Thought They'd Never End? I sing that aloud in my dressing room.
Is that right?
Alone.
If you could go back to one place in your career, where would it be?
Before she left me.
You know, that's most of my career. It was only 2 days ago.
The best
Actually,
part of
today
your
was the
career.
breakup. It's hard to say. It might have been when I finally got Ozzy Osbourne to introduce me for a special, and he did it from the toilet in his house. Jim fucking Norton, and it was shown on a screen. That was incredible.
Because even though there's been other like bigger celebrities or whatever to introduce
De Niro
you, that's
spanking
like,
me was big, but this,
but that's like the first.
Can
Like,
I tell you
Ozzy
your
was the
answer
first.
that I think is going to be better? My favorite time watching Jim Norton, no doubt. This is like a point in my life where I'll never forget was Tough Crowd.
you know what? Maybe the episode we did with George Carlin. I got to sit next to him on the couch. That might have been the career highlight.
this is
Dude,
not healthy. This conversation.
The Tough Crowd time in my life. I don't tell it, but I have a joke in my act, and I can't help but mention Tough Crowd because that was what was going on in my life at that time. That was my favorite time in comedy ever. It was a
ruthless show. And I look back on that, it was brutal.
You
It's not
guys
gonna-
were so much fucking fun.
It's not going to help Jim at all. What you're doing right now.
Why?
It's
You're just reminiscing about
time
things
traveling.
years ago about how. Remember that was good. If you could go
Yeah.
back and do it,
Remember
wouldn't
that
you do that?
13
No,
years
no, no.
ago?
He was literally. He just said that like he doesn't think he's successful because he thought he was successful before, and you were like, yeah.
Oh
like,
no, he
Tough
was
Crowd.
much less successful.
I was
on Tough
back
Crowd.
then. I literally
Yeah.
called Colin today.
Well, listen. Before things fall apart completely, Bert, you have nothing to plug, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Actually,
Chicago Improv.
there it is.
Yeah.
There's
Middle
some-
of October.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's still.
I'll be
That's,
sober, so you probably won't show up.
oh. Well, are you getting depressed?
No, apparently that's my branding. Fucking agents.
Oh, that's right. October is sober October. Yeah, that's so.
But no, it's the
October
shows
won't be-
are already sold out. So
You're screwed.
there's 3 shows left. So
Oh.
if you want tickets, get tickets at
Well, Bert's
Chicago
very, very funny.
Schaumburg Improv.
You should absolutely see Bert live. It's
Working
gonna
on
be
the new
amazing.
hour. I'm proud of it. I just am a little lost in it.
Yeah.
So
We'll help him figure it out. Show up, Chicago. X-Pac.
I want to plug my Australia tour, but no, I don't think anybody in Australia listens. Do they?
they do. They definitely do. Yep. I was just there. They definitely fucking do.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All
So
right.
Perth, Brisbane.
No,
Melbourne?
I'm not in Perth this time. I'm in Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide, and I can't remember the other one.
Sydney.
Yes, thank you.
And whenabouts is that going down?
November 23rd, 24th, 25th. I think.
That's
yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Oh, that's their Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know.
And get a.
Did you
Make,
get that?
yeah, make sure you download Xbox podcast, Xbox 12360. It's on the AfterBuzz Network, and it's on YouTube and iTunes and all that stuff. And you can follow him at The Real Xbox. And obviously, Bert Kreischer on Twitter as well. Jim?
I'll be here tomorrow.
I hope so.
my-
God damn it, I hope so. I feel like I'm going to have to send a sober companion or somebody up to your room to watch you tonight.
I'll take care of him.
Will you?
I got a handle of Tito's.
Yeah, right. Like you're sober.
Why do you show up? You show up like a prize fighter who had a shot of adrenaline.
Nailed him. Nailed him.
Give him the other bottle. Give him the other bottle. What was that? Do you remember that? Never
What?
mind.
Tell me what.
What was the bottle? The
We're running out of time.
The bottle
They're
of
gonna
what?
cut us off.
Hookie.
They're
Now
gonna-
tell you a bottle of what?
they're
The
gonna cut
bottle.
us off.
The other bottle.
99 of those jokers on the wall?
Okay, all right. And you can, yeah, whatever. We'll be here tomorrow.
Yep. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Travis, take us out.
Who's Travis?
Exactly.